Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/ContinueShow. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. This month, we're recommending Game of Thrones. Because seriously, why aren't you reading it? Like, seriously, just read the book. It's amazing. You're an idiot if you don't read it. You're not an idiot, but you're just really far behind, and you should just do it, please. Be sure to get your free audiobook at audibletrial.com/ContinueShow.
This is ContinueCast.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the ContinueCast, the twice-monthly podcast where we play a retro game and tell you if we would continue or game over. My name's Paul.
My name is Nick.
I'm Josh.
And we have two extremely beloved, handsome, voluptuous male guests.
Informative.
No, that's right.
Voluptuous
Entertaining.
male guests. Entertaining. I want to talk about their physical attributes more than I want to talk about their
okay.
minds. But you're right. They are also entertaining and funny people. Let's go with our first one. In the red.
Off to a roaring start.
DJ Baby Bach Luke.
Dude, crowd favorite.
And this is your boy, the first lieutenant, a.k.a. XBOX1, a.k.a. AK-47, a.k.a. Decoy Octopus.
Say what?
It's your boy, Mike Sador.
Wow. What an intro.
Okay, podcast over. Everybody go home.
All right, enough fan for everybody. Let's go home.
And now that everybody's tuned out,
Everybody was like, Mike again.
Mike, I got to commend you. You've done a great job taking in these comments in stride.
yes.
Thank you.
Also, in adjusting your presentation over the time. I think you've done a really good job.
Well, thank you. I
And
want
you
to make
deserve
sure.
to be commended.
Thank you. I just want to make sure I don't step on anybody's toes more than I typically would.
Just now.
Get fucked. I want to make sure that everybody still enjoys the podcast and likes the podcast. And I would like to give a special thanks to everybody who's followed me on Twitter and has complimented me on Twitter. I'd also like to thank people who are giving me constructive criticisms as opposed to telling me the GTFO.
Yeah. Well,
Excellent.
it's the Mike Sadorf test because the first time you meet Mike, you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got
Then
that.
you're
I got that
I
tweet
love that
today
kid.
from a girl. Today.
Yeah.
What was it?
She was like, at first she was like, come on. She's like, but now I love you.
Yeah. She's like, I couldn't stand you, and then I adjusted, and I love you now.
Yeah.
It's like,
So we're
it's like
dating.
Stockholm Syndrome, but with podcasts.
You know, it's like the internet and new things.
Yeah. I know, right?
It's like Stockholm Syndrome, but with kidnapping.
But with Mike. But with kidnapping.
Could you imagine being kidnapped by me? Holy shit!
I've dreamt of it. I've dreamt
Rupture my eardrums.
I got to imagine that Stockholm Syndrome sets in about 5 minutes with you. You're like,
Yeah.
I love this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You kidnap him, man. You're in the trunk. You're just like, look, just take me home.
It's like,
Take me home.
can I sit up front with you?
Thank you guys for having me as a guest.
You got
Every
it.
week.
You got it.
I appreciate it. It's been a month, 4 episodes. I hope everybody's used to it by now.
Well,
you're gonna go away. And
was
everybody's
going-
gonna be like, "Where's Mike?"
well,
Well,
Where's the
I was
mic?
going to make that joke, but I was going
Mike
to let Paul
equals
make
epic
it.
maneuver.
next month we're gonna have
Nick, I got that.
next month we're gonna have a different special guest. And let's talk about what we're going to do next month because we have
Yes.
a very exciting thing that's coming up. We have an official sponsor
What?
for our next, an actual official sponsor for our
Sell
next
out.
episode.
Sell out.
Sellouts.
Guys did it.
Guys, we sold out. It's awesome.
Sell out, dude.
Guys got to bring the podcast back up after I brought it so
right.
far down.
This is
That's
right.
what happened.
It's everything that Real Fig
Somebody was
Bish.
like, "Look."
Real Fig Bish has said that this would be
Real fig bitch.
really good, really cool. Yeah,
I saw them once.
yeah.
Did you really?
Real Fig
Yeah,
Bitch?
yeah.
How
Real
were
Fig
they?
Bish.
No, they were awesome. They played nothing but covers of Cherry Pop and Daddy songs.
So their entire careers.
I actually grabbed the lead singer's ass when I hugged him one time, and that's a true story.
Of Real Fig
down
Bitch.
hugger?
I grabbed his ass when I, real big fish.
Wait. One time. How many times did you meet this guy? I want to hear about the second
can't
time.
talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, the second time was probably the best time.
Well, I didn't grab his ass. I grabbed his dick ass. I don't know.
That's his balls. That's the
Do we have a
cleavage in
sponsor or
between-
what? I don't know.
Yes, okay. This is great. This really bodes well for our sponsorship. No, but next month we're going to be playing. The game we're going to be playing for PC and Mac is Fallout.
Whoa.
The
Fallout
original
1.
Fallout,
That's
Yes.
a good game.
number
I hear.
1. It is a very good game.
Okay.
You'll
I'll be the judge of that.
be the judge of that, obviously. That's what the
The
podcast
one
is
and
about.
only judge.
And it's going to be sponsored by GOG.com.
What is GOG.com, Paul?
GOG.com is a video game store on the internet.
Okay.
Where's
okay.
that?
Not brick and mortar.
Okay.
On the internet.
What does GOG stand for, Paul?
You know, I fucking don't know, actually.
I don't know either.
Let's wait till the sponsored episode before we get all the details.
Yeah,
together.
but nonetheless,
I'm pretty sure
they're
it's
going to be
good old
sponsoring
gaming.
it.
I think it's good old gaming.
It might be,
I
but
think it's God on Gaming.
it's God on Gaming. Well, that's their blog.
Gotta
It's God on.
outlive games, I think is what it stands for.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but they're a great sponsor.
Let's get down to this though. But the cool thing about this though, one, they're going to be sponsoring the episode. One of the coolest thing for our listeners is they're going to give us free copies of the game to give away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going to have I guess a semi contest, probably more of just like a sweepstakes,
We will pick
if you will.
random things and give things away.
Yes, we will be giving away copies of the game. We'll actually be giving away copies of credit to you. I assume. I think that's how it's going to work.
Yeah, we would
Or
love for you
no.
to
I
be-
think
Are we-
I
Are
think
we giving actual credit or copies of credit?
that's copies of credit, which are worth nothing. So no,
We'll
but
give that information at the end
it's
of
a
the podcast.
faith-based economy.
Yeah.
we're gonna listen. We're working out the details with how it's gonna work, but I believe we'll be giving away free copies of the game. We will announce the contest shortly. This will be going up on Sunday. We'll probably hopefully have it all put together for you guys sometime during the week, so we can get you the game and you can start playing, play along with us. Send us your opinions to continuepodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you think. Give us your first impressions for the first 2 weeks, and we'll let you guys know how to enter and do all that stuff.
So subscribe on social media. So like
Yeah,
us on
yeah.
Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'll find out the best way to win your chance at getting a copy of the game.
Yeah, if you haven't followed us yet, we're at ContinueShow on Twitter, twitter.com/ContinueShow, and then Facebook.com/ContinueShow. So follow us on those outlets. So let's get into the game for this week. We're playing Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, we're still playing that game.
We're still playing
Okay.
it.
Uh-oh. Yep.
The shortest game of all time, and we're still playing it.
Dude, I looked at the clock when I beat it, and I was like, "Oh, did I really spend this much time playing this game?"
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Well, can I ask how much time you spent?
I think it was like 8.5 hours.
that's
pretty
a
good.
super time investment for
That
you.
is that's a
Yeah.
long time playing this game.
That's a
That's-
long time playing any game.
I'm not
8
gonna lie.
hours of anything is a big
Yeah.
commitment.
Is this a serious conversation?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I wish the listeners could see what Luke looks like at the build up to us talking about the game. He's just like rubbing his brow out of frustration of like all the side tangents and everything. He's just like, talk about the game.
It's like
Talk about the game.
it's like he's taking us to the car show, and he wants us to appreciate cars, and we're just like, let's get hot dogs.
I like the red one.
The red ones are cool. Oh, look at that chick. She's hanging out in the car, and he's like, just pay attention to the car, man. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
Nick, I'm really surprised. It took you that long?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's like stuff I forgot. I did some backtracking, and
No, you didn't. Nick Murphy doesn't do that.
Well, you have to.
yeah, you're like, oh shit, you need a fucking sniper rifle. Make sure you gotta go back and get that sniper rifle now. Awesome.
I have to get the PAL card. Cold, then hot.
Make it hot now, room temperature. Awesome. Thank you.
It's very for such a short game. It is pretty artificial padding. But
Just in certain chunks. I don't think they do it too much. There's just occasions where they
I'm
do it.
faulting a perfect game.
Well, it's it's going back to
Luke's
yeah,
nodding.
right.
You know,
Voting
in
that one.
my defense, 6 hours of that is cutscenes.
Dude, you're right.
Seriously.
Which you love.
Yeah,
That's what you want in a video game. I'm going back
Paul,
to the Nick Murphy vault.
I love when it's coherent and makes sense and doesn't look like someone like
God.
cut up a fucking Jerry Bruckheimer script and threw it up in the air and put the pieces together.
Right, right.
Anything Jerry Bruckheimer's ever done, he's just like, and then threw them up and then pieced the script together.
Like scanners over here.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be covered in Luke brain matter any second.
Like
now.
that's not, you know, that the world famous gif of that guy's head exploding.
Yeah, dude.
But
That's
do
about
I-
to be Nick Murphy.
No, dude, come
Are you talking about the Ricky O one?
Ricky O, yeah, Ricky
No,
O.
from
no,
Scanners.
from Scanners. The guy
With
with
the
the
mustache.
mustache.
Oh,
and
that
glasses,
one.
And is just like.
I know it. Josh and I were
Ricky
thinking
O
about
one,
Ricky
where
O,
they
the head
smash his
smash.
head.
We
Yeah.
sniped- that was from MTV.
I'm smashing his head
No,
with
what
my
was that
mind.
from? Tell me what that clip is from. Tell me where you know that clip from.
Ricky O.
The original Daily Show.
Bingo, Luke, you win.
Oh, yeah.
From 5 questions
Yeah.
with Craig Kilborn.
Kilborn.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know it from that.
That's
They used to show it on 100.
yeah. You watched Ricky O before the
No,
original
I went to
thing.
fucking styleproject.com. Duh.
The FBI has your IP address,
Yes,
Paul. I'm just letting you know.
Absolutely.
Rotten.com. Remember that
Dude,
shit?
I never went to Rotten. Rotten was too dirty for me. I liked Style
I would just
Project.
rent Faces of Death.
You ever see a guy get drawn and quartered, bro?
I did on the internet.
I did it on StyleProject.com. Yeah, he didn't put that shit on there.
So where did we leave off with the game?
Oh, so we stopped at Psycho Mantis.
That's right.
Actually, I do have. I'm sorry to kind of cut this to a
alright.
halt real quick.
I was trying to put it
First
back on
off,
track.
I know. Christian Brown.
Hold on, Paul. We're missing. We gave some love to our new
Oh my
sponsor.
god! Oh my fucking
Oh, we
god!
gotta talk about our old
dude.
sponsor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give them a break next week. So, let's hear from our sponsor
terrified
this
to
week.
sit next to Luke this week. He
You want
looks
to tell us
pissed
about
as
our
shit.
sponsor?
I'm not angry.
Not anymore.
Because it's time for our sponsor. Monster Gear.
I like how there's like a moment of silence for our fallen sponsor.
Yeah.
Pour one out for
Pouring
Monster.
out, yeah, dude. I was just
For
gonna
our
pour.
dead homie monster.
Today we're drinking pink lemonade tea.
Oh, is that
sounds
new?
Good.
It's delicious.
That one is. I've had that one. It's great.
5% juice by volume.
That's
like
a
most
lot.
iced teas.
Okay.
Turkey Hill,
I
Turkey
guess
Hill,
that's
bro.
science. So
It's because if it's 25% juice, there's no tax.
Is that for real?
That's if a thing is at least 25%
why
juice.
would you know that?
Because you can wear it as clothes.
Because I always wanted to know why it always listed how the percentage of juice. Like, who the fuck cares how much juice is in iced tea?
Yeah,
Right.
that's interesting.
Wow.
So if it's 25% or more, you pay tax.
There is
you,
no
you
tax.
don't pay
Because it's a
tax.
staple.
So why
you
wouldn't
can
you?
actually survive off of it?
Right.
Right.
This, you cannot
Oh.
survive.
This is empty calories.
I was gonna say, why wouldn't you always put 100% juice in there so that they don't have?
Also,
but
that's expensive
it-
as shit.
I think they meant no tax on any portion of this product. I didn't think you meant on the end user.
I don't
see
know.
what you're saying.
You drink this, you get MS. That's what happens.
Probably.
Yep.
Nah, you get plastic gut from that.
Plastic.
Turns you into a Barbie inside.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, well, I guess we're gonna
Yeah,
find out.
we'll
I mean,
find out.
This
Find
is the
out.
generation that's going to figure it all out.
Luke is the marble man of fucking.
I'm like the right stuff with Monster.
You're gonna be like that lady. You're gonna
the
be like
Alan
that.
Shepard of Monster over here.
Walking through, I'm like, we're getting in that shuttle, man. We're going to see what happens.
Dude, I imagine in my head Luke being the T-1000, stepping through like the liquid nitrogen, just turning into plastic and shattering. Luke!
Dude, he's gonna be Sam Elliott, and thank you for smoking.
Dude, he's the lady from those commercials. I drank too much Monster.
Oh my!
Don't be like me.
Rest in peace, Luke.
If you're gonna drink Monster, take a shit in a bucket and keep it, because you'll never see a whole shit again for the rest of your life.
Oh my god! Why would you say that about our former sponsor?
Because fuck them, we got a real sponsor now, motherfucker.
For one episode?
Wow.
Two episodes.
Dude, all right, read that thing. What's that thing you're?
Oh, no,
I feel
no.
bad for your bladder, Luke.
No, I love
Wait,
Monster.
so who wrote it in? Clancy Brown? He was
Clancy
also
Brown.
in Lost and The Highlander.
And Pathfinder playing the same role as he did in Highlander.
Dude, the Kurgan.
The
Oh,
Kurgan.
dude. He's
Happy Halloween, eh?
Dude, Mr. Krabs, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's Mr. Krabs, yeah.
Christian Brown wrote in. It's just a real quick preliminary question. He wanted to know what we were playing on. Did we go over that last time? What systems we were playing this
I
on?
don't remember, actually.
I may have mentioned that I was playing it through the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, you were doing a PS3, like the one you downloaded from PSN.
Right.
Mike,
I'm on disc. I'm
You're
on
on
original
PS1
PlayStation 1
disc?
disc. Yeah.
PlayStation.
PlayStation 1 disc. Nick.
I did PSN. I have the original disc. It's just at my parents' house. I haven't been to back to my
okay.
parents' house.
I have it too, but Paul borrowed it.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Wow.
I'm using Luke's dice.
I was
I'm
gonna
also
buy, like, a
using
memory
Luke's
card
dick.
adapter
Good,
either.
good. That's, you want to do that. It's got that Monster 5% juice in there.
Yeah, man, it's all plastic, so don't worry about AIDS or anything.
You know, for my lieutenant, you're really, like, not all about
I'm ready to overthrow the king.
the mission statement here.
You got to indoctrinate me, man.
You got to be all about Monster.
I'm getting,
All pretty
good.
what's that called? Demoted? What do they call
Monster
them?
knees water torture. That's gonna happen.
I'm gonna get monster boarded.
Luke, would you get monster boarded? Would that be like pleasurable for you? Actually, that would be like
That would not be pleasurable for anybody. You ever have like a towel jammed down your throat when somebody pours water over your face?
Yeah, but only
Yeah,
that
but
one
what
time
do you-
that the CIA was trying to get information out of me for bombing an international embassy.
But wouldn't you suckle from the sweet Monster teat of that?
Yeah.
Of that?
it would sustain
But
the
out
towel?
of your own like health concern.
Yeah.
Well, you're drinking
Drowning.
Monster already.
Yeah, you're already
Wait,
dead.
hang on, let's stop the podcast and find out.
Luke, I'm sorry. I rescind all my comments. Redact everything I've said. I'm going to become...
Redacted.
I'm getting a
Please
monster
insert
IV.
intermission here.
Redacted.
I hope
That's a callback. And
I hope some people know about that.
somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Is there any difference between the PS1 and the PSN version?
No, it's the exact same game.
Yeah,
Exact
I don't
same
see
game?
anything.
No, it's literally the exact. The PSN
Okay.
version is just that digital.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all
'Cause
it
you,
I didn't know.
Switched it like
Yeah, you
when it's like, hey, switch this disc. You like bring up the PlayStation menu and you're like, hit X to go to disc 2, and you're like, okay,
That's
and
sweet.
Is it in a better resolution? Or no. Okay.
I mean, it looks pretty much the same.
It looks identical, but
it's got that slow shutter.
I mean, it's lower than 480p. I don't know what the standard
no,
was.
it looks like hot garbage on a 55-inch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
You
looks
gotta
pretty
stand
bad.
like 3 miles.
Luckily,
back.
I'm only on a 30-inch, and also I'm on a CRT.
Whoa!
What
So-
year is it?
2005 in the house.
To be fair, it does look still really good on like the PSP or the.
I bet. Yeah.
And it still holds up.
Yeah,
It just I mean, there's no degradation. It's just blown up so big. You really see a lot of pixels.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not offended by the graphics of this game.
I'm not offended.
I was
Love it.
really
Anyway.
offended. I was like,
Well, your father had very good graphics on his
did.
body, so you would be offended by
I
a low
was just
pixelized.
insulted.
Yeah, you would be. You don't stand for that. You
I
shouldn't.
got a feeling in my stomach from this game is giving me agita.
When Meryl was like, "What do you think of that snake?" I was like, "Yo, girl, you gotta calm down with that eyeshadow," because like how their eyes aren't outlined at all. And
when,
it's just
when she was like, "What do you think of that?" I was like, "Think of what?
you walked in 3 lines.
expression are you making?"
It's the most tsundere shit I've ever heard in my life. What do you think of that? I just walked you through this Claymore mine. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome that I didn't die.
I thought you were talking about when she changes in front of you, and he's like, "What are you looking at?"
Oh,
It's like,
that-
I have no idea. A bunch of blocks.
Is that your ass or tits? I don't fucking know.
I'm looking at
like a paper
Duplos.
doll.
I'm looking at fucking Duplos.
Yeah,
That's what I'm looking at.
When, dude, everybody's like,
Eagles
"Oh,
marbles,
Meryl's ass." I'm like, 2 rectangles moving up and down and in opposite things. Is that what I'm looking at?
Dude, don't tell me you didn't jerk off to that when you were a kid.
What?
No, dude, I had Cinemax, dude.
I was gonna say every time I saw like an end table after that, I was like, "Oh my god, Meryl's ass!" I was jerking off to end tables left
Every
and
time I
right.
went
Look
to
at
a
those
warehouse.
rectangles.
Dude, that's like
Oh,
people would like be like, "Oh, Dead or Alive volleyball, man." It's like,
Yeah.
I don't, dude, I
Yeah.
fucking Cinemax, man.
dude, Dead or Alive volleyball is a quantum leap
It
from
looks
Metal
like-
Gear
right,
Solid.
Right, yeah.
Well, should we talk about where we?
It's
left
like jerking off to
Where did we
balloons
leave
as
off
opposed to square blocks.
Where do we leave off?
Totally
Okay, we stopped at Revolver Oslo.
Yeah.
Psycho Mantis.
No,
did,
stop.
did anybody else get that shit where they left their thermal goggles on and the whole Psycho Mantis cutscene plays with your thermal goggles
Yeah.
in red?
Yeah.
How
It does
fucking
that
annoying.
for every cutscene if you have them on.
That was the
Yeah.
only one I got caught with them on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Wait, why were you using your thermal
Dude, when he
goggles
goes
like that?
invisible, man.
Dude, I was just killing him because it's easy to see him even when he's invisible.
Listen to Easy Paul.
Paul, yeah, man.
It is a spy.
Guys, I need Fatality is a guest star on the podcast. Say, Fatality, why don't you tell us about how awesome you are at video games?
I have my own motherboard. Fuck you.
Fatality. Tell me more.
Fatality. Fatality. Yeah, but you have to be able to see like that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Okay.
And then Invisible
Alright,
Ninja
well.
show up, and you're like, "Well, I have thermal goggles. It doesn't matter."
Invisible Ninja, I used it on.
Yeah.
Did you use it on that the elevator fight, that guard fight?
Nope.
Yeah.
Wow, Paul.
Dude, you see them? They have fucking
too pro for me.
They have Predator
I know Predator Distortion.
distortion.
yeah.
You're just like, oh, okay, there they are.
Okay. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Like, we're on the elevator, and Hal's like, "Oh shit, the fucking weight thing is going
It's
off.
too heavy.
It's too heavy for some reason." Oh, P.S. Snake, guess what? I also had 4 other suits that I didn't tell you about when you were in my office
Right.
that you could have taken, but you didn't.
Yeah. Also, logical leap. They have to be on the elevator
Right,
with you.
right. And then you kill these guys, and Snake's just like, "Okay, see you later, invisible suits that'll help me sneak around this mission where my job is to sneak around things."
Okay.
Why would you not take their shit from them?
Okay, so why? I'm going to make a huge leap here and piss everybody off.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Yep, you ready? Okay, so then why does Iron Man wait until the last scene to get 100 Iron Man suits to come help him
Yeah, that's a
instead
thing.
of trying to fucking fix with a car battery his Iron Man suit in Iron Man 3? I'm talking about Iron Man 3 and Iron Man 3 when he has the Iron Man 3 suit.
I don't know why you're like disproving this.
No,
is
I'm not. No,
disproving
I'm
this.
not. I'm saying plot hole is a plot hole is a plot hole. Why does it bother you in a video game more than it bothers you in a movie? We walked out Iron Man and you were like,
I guess
awesome.
because in a game it benefits you directly more so than,
because you're
than
playing
a movie
it. That's an
you're
interesting
playing
point.
it.
Yeah, actually, no,
That's
I'm
what
not
I
being
would
sarcastic.
think.
I'm being
No,
serious.
no.
Yeah, the movie isn't like, hey Nick, you're Tony Stark. What would Tony Stark do?
Right.
In this game, it's like, hey Nick, you're Snake. What would you do?
Like if I was Tony Stark in that movie, I'd be like, "Well, I'm a fucking moron. Why didn't I just
Why didn't I
fucking
call
get the
Iron Man
18
suits to get me a new
The
suit?
whole time.
They were
Yeah.
buried.
Oh, I know they were just
Oh,
Jarvis. Are they
that's
unburied
right.
yet?
They were buried.
Right,
That's
right.
right.
You know, just like
But
the
seriously,
suits,
why-
you destroy the suits. You kill those guys.
Except-
the suits are destroyed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I guess.
They
Can't you
also,
just like
they
walk
also
in?
stole
Can't
the
you just
suits before
That's
you
pretty
got
good.
to Otakon.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, why didn't
guess.
Otakon just give you?
Look,
his
it didn't
suit?
bother me. I'm asking you. I mean, I
No,
was like,
I mean,
okay,
I
because
didn't
you
like
don't
throw
need
the
it.
controller
You're
down and
Snake.
be like,
I was gonna say, yeah, but Otacon was like, well, this guy's the
Yeah,
fucking ninja and a half, so
like
he
he's
doesn't need
Han
one.
Solo. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't need tricks and to please
He's a hero.
women. He's
Don't
a
get
hero,
cocky,
yeah.
kid.
Don't
He's a
get-
real hero.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. I mean,
yeah, dude, I have so many issues with this game.
No, I've
This
look,
is Nick's Ready Player One.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got me on that. I'm gonna get you on this.
well, and I'm not trying to defend the game. I'm just saying, like, I'm all for making exceptions in certain cases. I think certain narratives can get away with plot holes where other ones can't. I just
Yeah.
wonder why it bothers you in video games more.
It bothers me because these
This is
guys
the
have a
fourth time
cool
you and I
toy.
have. Okay, sorry. Say again.
These guys have a cool toy that I want.
well, that would
And
make the game easier.
I have to
though.
beat the game to
I was
get
like, this
that.
is the fourth time, I guess, that you and I are not butting heads, but I'm just trying to find out where your limits are with why you don't give, why there's no give for you with video game storytelling where there is with film
Well, 'cause
storytelling.
I mean,
Don't tell me because film is better. Of course
no,
it
I'm not
is.
gonna. No, it's just
I
like,
agree with you. I'm being argumentative
I
for
agree,
a
man,
podcast.
like a plot hole's a plot hole, and we can talk about plot holes and stuff. But like, there's mechanics that that people think work well in video games that just don't.
Why?
Okay, so because it's the same thing that you're being put in. This is a real world situation. This is fucking real. There's fucking nukes coming in. This is a real thing that's happening, right? And I can excuse fucking giant robots and
No.
and
I
cyber-
understand.
cyber
Suspend your
ninjas and stuff.
disbelief. This is the world.
Right.
This
Yeah,
is the
it's
world
a
you're in.
secret government facility. There's going to be shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's going to be shit like that. But then there's just like logical things. Like
Right, I agree.
So
That's-
Snake goes
yeah.
outside in the blizzard and he gets shot and he's like, "Oh my god, there must be a sniper here." Hold on, let me take this call. Colonel, can you believe there's a sniper right here in the middle of this blizzard? I can't believe they're shooting at me. Holy shit.
Right.
It's a video game.
I know, but
At
like
some point, you have to let the video game be a video game.
I know,
Like,
but
Just like an
here's the
action
problem.
movie, you got to let the action movie be an action movie sometimes.
I can be fine with that. But like dude, like
Do you?
no,
Yeah.
I'm not really fine with it.
I'm not
Like-
okay with that either, Paul,
For
yeah.
for these things, like this Codec thing happens and it just freezes time. Like everything stops so you can have this conversation with someone that you're assuming that the people in the room can't hear either.
They
Well, they
can't because
can't-
it's on
It
the bone
stimulates your
inside your
small,
ear.
but
It's a
he's
small bone
talking.
here.
He's talking and he's saying these things.
Oh, that stuff. Yeah. I also always wondered they show faces, but where's the face showing up at?
Oh yeah, like
it's just for you.
It's
It's
just
just
for
for you.
you.
No, but
Really
where?
get to
Like
see it.
I'm saying, like, does he have like a watch?
that's
on
what
with
I always.
faces?
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, I
Just
think
for
it's
you.
just for you.
What do you mean?
It's for the player.
It's for the player.
They can't see each. No, I could have sworn that they
like
at
how,
some point
a
acknowledged-
narrator in a movie. That's
No,
just
no,
for
I
you.
know that, but I could have sworn at some point they acknowledged the faces being able to see each other. I think they do at one point.
Maybe.
Maybe when he's making faces at Naomi that time in the beginning.
I think they do. I thought they did at one
Yeah,
point.
there's like a thing at the beginning with the.
Uh,
I don't know because he doesn't like sit down like Dick Tracy watch. He always
Yeah.
just like goes like this. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Maybe it's in his
misremembering
retina.
it
Maybe
because
it's,
I
like, in his
fast
eye.
forward through all that shit.
Maybe it's in his
yeah.
brain.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't
it's-
listen to them talk.
Here's why.
He's like,
Here's why I
blah,
think.
blah, blah.
Oh, interesting.
No. Here's why. Because
Go ahead.
he calls them. He says they're attractive, doesn't he? At one point.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
first
you're
one.
right.
Well, what if Luke's right? What if that's for you for the first time, but the second time you play through, if you just skip through it, that doesn't happen in the narrative of your second playthrough or of an experienced
No,
playthrough.
but
those moments don't happen
It does because there's all kinds of references to these Codec conversations that you have.
in the game.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I didn't.
Naomi's like, "Oh, Snake, here's all this shit," and she tells you, "You need to live, Snake, live." Even though there's nukes coming our way, let me go into this giant monologue about genetics and shit.
no, I know.
It reminds me a
that,
lot
like,
of.
that shit bothers me. I'm sorry.
There is
That's
a.
right.
Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say it reminds me a lot of like children playing.
Yes.
It's
You took
like
the
a
words from my
child
mouth.
plays like okay, time stops. You know what I mean? And that's how video games can be. And
Make believe.
and from a story perspective, that's not always good, but it's
Yeah, but
imagination. It's imagine.
Movies
you know.
do that too. They play with time, but they just do
Yeah.
it with the way they film it
I agree,
instead.
but
you
the
know?
time in the movie
it's not as
stops.
obvious.
Right.
Yeah,
And the narrator speaks to you directly.
Right.
My
The
problem,
audience.
like the biggest problem I have so far is at the end. So like Liquid is like, oh man, they're gonna send all these fucking nukes, and you have X amount of time to come and get these. You know,
They're going to carpet bomb the island.
They're gonna carpet bomb the island. Hold on, let me tell you all about genetics. Let's also have a shirtless bro fight on top of a giant robot.
Interesting part there, though. Hold on. Interesting.
Also, we're gonna fight because
I'm going to keep waiting.
we're gonna fight on top of this thing because I also set an explosive to blow up Meryl, even though we're all gonna get blown up in T-minus 18 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
he's setting up his nefarious plan that if you succeed, that you're still going to get fucked over. Also, the fighting thing is a Japanese cultural
of course,
thing.
Right.
I will say this: an interesting and maybe the only part of this game that will satisfy you, Nick, is when he's monologuing in the third person to you, Snake, face to face when you're on top of Rex. It's actually counting down the timer. There's 30 seconds of time that he lapses.
Oh, in that part.
In that part.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
that one part. No lie, not just because of this conversation. I asterisked that in my mind, and I'm like, that's probably the best part of the game. That real time is passing, and real time is passing while he's speaking
real time
to
for
you.
that made up explosion that he.
Well, I'm saying no, but like actual time, like it's an actual 30 seconds.
No, yeah,
and
I
he's
like that
speaking for
part.
30 seconds,
and because you're like, fucking stop talking, I gotta fucking kill you before this time runs out.
right. He's like, you only have 3 minutes.
I can't do the Clan Clark voice. That's a
and then
real
it's like
feeling,
and it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and you're like, oh fuck.
That's a real feeling that I felt. That I'm like,
stop talking. We have to fight.
We have to fight.
Right.
There is a time limit here, and then it's just like, hey, the nukes are coming. Meryl, let's flirt. Why don't you jump down into my arms and then we can... Hold on, I need to go change into my sneaking suit. Meryl, you put on this mom vest and then let's go leave.
I played the Otacon ending. I don't remember the Meryl
Okay,
ending.
well, Meryl puts on a mom vest and then they jump, and then they ride a Jeep to a snowmobile.
Hold on, but Nick, I think like what you're saying there is like, okay, there's a moment where it gets super real, where it's like, oh, he actually talked for 30 seconds. That isn't a movie moment. That's a real life moment. And I think what he does in this game, what the whole game is made out to be, what Kojima does in this game is he kind of oscillates between those two moments.
That might be the problem.
Yeah, but I think he does it purposely.
I think he does it purposely too.
I think it's on purpose because, like, for instance, Nick Buenrostro, it's an Italian name, and I can't say it right.
You're fired, Paul. Get out.
Buenrostro.
There you go.
There, I said it right. He wrote in about two moments that were very, very similar to this. Why is this fucking writing coming up on here? Okay, so the first one he wrote about was the Psycho Manus fight, and he talks about you get that fake input, fake Hideo instead of video, Hideo instead of video, and then you get like the him reading your memory card stuff, and that's because he wanted to generate the actual feeling of like helplessness, and this guy's inside of my head in real life in a certain way, and that's so he did that, and then also in the torture scene, which is an absolutely fantastic. He wrote this. This is what he wrote. What Nick wrote. The torture scene, which is an absolutely fantastic use of character empathy, throws narrative immersion away when Ocelot talks about your buttons and rapid fire. Was that just a fart in the middle of this?
Luke, good work.
Great. That was really close to being silent. You almost snaked that one through, dude.
I'm trying to be silent.
Hold on, you should probably take pause and do a codec thing, and then fart in the codec so that we in the room can't hear it.
Yeah. Ocelot talks about your buttons and rapid fire. So he breaks the fourth wall immediately, but mechanically engages you very viscerally into the situation. And he says he wants the player to feel confused and frantic, so he makes you think your controller isn't working on your... Oh, sorry, that was from the other thing. But basically he wants you to feel that, frenetic, like visceral, like, oh, I gotta stay alive. So I think he's very purposely going, you're this character, but you're also playing a game, and I'm aware of that. But here, feel what this guy's feeling. Like when he makes you put the controller on your arm. Right. It's like, put the controller on your arm. She doesn't make any qualms about it. It's weird. Right. I think it's very purposeful. I don't think
it's like video game performance art. It's video game performance.
I'm not saying he's dumb, and I'm not saying the choices he made are dumb. I'm just saying that some of the that cat
disagrees with everything we were saying.
What the fuck? Fuck you, cat.
Is the cat trapped in the bathroom?
Possibly.
Yeah.
No, but
good work, Luke.
You can't be like, here's the story. The story is so important. Don't worry about the story. I'm going to tell you about this feeling right now.
I
feel like that's very Japanese.
You can't tell me. Yeah, you can't tell me everything's at stake and then disregard all the stakes.
I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to ask a question directly to Luke about all this because he's chomping at the bit to talk.
Yeah,
here.
Luke, say some
Luke,
things.
tell us about Sons of Liberty
and
and spoil that game. Give us the spoilers and everything.
That has nothing to do with this.
Sure it does, because it has to do with Kojima's narrative or the way he tells a story.
No, this whole issue is that you're complaining that a video game is being a video game.
No, I'm complaining that this video game is trying to be like, hey, here's this story. This story is super important, and then be like, nah, the story really isn't important. I just need to jam these things in.
That's what I'm talking about.
In.
That's what I'm talking about with Sons of Liberty, because the end of the game sort of just is like, well, you were just playing a video game.
Yeah, that's how Sons of Liberty ends. It was never real. But
Right.
That sounds better than the way this one ended.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's
Mr.
not.
President.
Please, dude, you're making that face.
I don't-
You're making the face at me that I make at you every time we're in a movie, and someone's like, here's your duffel bag, Robin. No, I'm on on this spaceship with you now, Father. Dude,
I made that face of that part.
I know. I'm saying you and I hate those moments when we see movies together, and I don't like them in video game storytelling, but the demographic's a little different.
It's for younger.
This game,
I don't know.
This
No,
game
I
was
don't know if
17
that's-
plus. Is it rated R game?
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know.
I don't know if
Mostly
it's.
for the blurred out butthole.
But it is kind of.
I think
dumb?
no.
Simple.
Simple. It's simple, but I think he wanted it to be more than it was, and he had a very serious message. Like, there's got to be a reason why only certain things in it are actual footage, are like real
Well,
footage of
I mentioned
explosions,
this
and it's
last
just the
time.
explosions and stuff like
I
that.
mentioned this last time, and I wanted to make sure that I was correct. And it's the START 3 treaty
Right.
was supposed to be initiated in real life the
Right.
day that this game fictionally takes place
Right.
in 2005, and it never. Just because the START 2 treaty never
Right.
happened, it dissolved or whatever.
I learned that with the white text at the end.
Right, exactly. What Nick, I didn't write the game. Don't
you
be
mean-
mad at
I'm
me?
not yelling at you. I'm just saying.
No, I know what you mean. I just
live.
You mean
Snake.
ending it? You
Here,
mean ending
live.
exposition
Let's-
is not your favorite
Let's
thing?
rewind. Let's rewind.
Yeah, just live, Snake. Live. The Star Trek 3 treaty was never signed.
And he
Okay.
died.
It's like a student film. It's like a student film.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Josh.
it's American Graffiti.
It is.
It's American
It
Graffiti.
is.
He died in Vietnam, or he was hit by a drunk driver on the way home.
No, that's Stand By Me.
No, I'm mixing them all together.
American Graffiti
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah, Milner dies.
dies.
Yeah,
He dies. He gets hit by a drunk driver.
And
right?
the
Yeah,
guy
but
goes
the
to
dies
Vietnam.
in
Stand by
Vietnam
me.
is-
He died, yeah,
he
and
dies
then
in Vietnam.
and then Animal House's Blue House. He
Or no,
becomes
he
a
doesn't
U.S.
die.
senator.
That's right. Yeah, he doesn't.
that's right.
He doesn't die in Vietnam. Just River Phoenix gets stabbed. That's right.
That's right.
In like a McDonald's. or
No, he
something.
dies outside the Viper Room of a heroin overdose, Paul. That's where you're getting that wrong. Movie reference. Nick,
I mean, I don't believe that guy actually died in Vietnam. Like,
well, go back. Go
Come
back.
on.
When Sniper Wolf shoots Meryl,
yeah,
probably in the femoral artery.
Yeah, dude.
three times.
So,
Three
so
times
are
this shit
you
gets
okay
shot.
with that? And her just being like, "I'm better now," but you're not
No,
okay with him
I'm
talking.
not okay with any of it.
You're not okay. Okay, I'm just asking. I'm asking where you draw the line.
I'm not okay with her getting like. I'm like, look, I know when it's like plot point.
Luke, speak up, because I
understand, like,
I'm
Meryl
not
getting
gonna
shot,
come
plot
on, I
point.
wanna hear
And I
this.
can be like, okay, plot point, that's fine.
Okay.
She can get shot 3 times and be okay. Okay.
Okay,
Right?
all right.
But you can't tell me that fucking Liquid Snake is not listening to me and the Colonel's conversation about fucking Naomi while the nukes are on their way, while Meryl has a fake bomb next to her.
I don't know why you can't just swallow that pill.
Some things are harder to. I don't know.
You have to let a game be a game. You have to.
Dude, I get it. I'm just,
But you don't.
I'm Mike Sadorfing this game.
For those of you at home who don't know, I'm hypercritical of movies, and all of my friends hate me for it.
That's not true.
I'm just critical of this story and the elements, the way they're presented in this.
I'm not personally
And
offended
it's-
because I think it's a good story. I'm
I'm
just
not-
asking
no,
about
I'm just-
your
I'm
line
questioning
in the
them
sand with
and-
video game narrative. That's all.
I mean, it's fine to be disappointed with the story, but like your complaints that like they take a break to have a conversation and then they do this, and now you're talking to this like it's a game.
I understand. I'm just saying it's a poorly executed story.
How else are they supposed to
Part.
execute that?
I don't know.
It's-
They should have figured out a better way to
All
do
right.
it.
Let's go back to Iron Man 3 for a second.
Hold on, real quick. No, I think it all comes down to what Josh was saying. I think it all comes down to what Josh was saying. This is like performance art. It is like performance art.
Not everyone wants to go to a museum and hold an arrow to a chick's chest.
Yeah.
And feel those feelings.
Right.
Not everyone wants to, I think Nick looks at it in a very movie-esque kind of way. I don't think that you get the same accomplished feeling when like that cutscene happens. I think a lot of people I don't know. This happens to me a lot when I play games like this. Like that happens and you're like, oh, I'm advancing. Like, oh, I did.
It's that tiny reward thing.
I did the thing
Yeah.
that I needed to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That in a game like this though, like there's a fucking trillion of those, and maybe
Right.
maybe you just didn't like them that much.
I guess
Nick,
not.
Did you not play this when you were younger?
Oh, dude, I played the shit out of this game when I was
I
younger.
couldn't remember.
Paul's very concerned.
I played it a million times, dude.
Did you not?
Did you get
did
touched
not-
when you were younger?
Did you not have this experience
Dude, I got
when you
the
were younger?
bandana, got the cell suit, got the tuxedo, got it all, man.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Because I was gonna say, I
Dude's
didn't know.
flossing over there.
I didn't know if the
like,
emotional
nigga.
investment just wasn't there because of that.
It just wasn't there because it wasn't.
It doesn't have to be
there in
emotional
the
investment.
game.
I still felt accomplished when I played the game, but the gameplay itself is very satisfying.
Yeah, dude, I like playing the game.
It's angular at times, but I mean, literally. But I mean, I mean that not even like visually. I mean literally on the controller. Sometimes you're like,
So's everything,
right,
Mike.
up and right, up and right, up and right. But I was joking about that Iron Man 3 thing, but I actually got myself thinking. So in a movie where, like, let's say a buddy cop movie, any Shane Black movie, where they stop and the bad guys are shooting at him and they hide behind the desk and they're like, Murtaugh, you crazy. It's like, Riggs, you crazy. Like, when that moment happens in a movie, it's okay that the bad guys don't run up behind the desk and be like, I can hear you talking. You're 10 feet from me. I'm going to shoot you now.
No, that probably happens in the movie. In Lethal Weapon world, that happens.
No, it doesn't. Everybody gets to stop and have their little quip and their aside.
I know, man.
Their aside. Now I'm on the beach.
Dude, I mean, I'm not gonna go to fucking bat for Iron Man 3, but like,
No, I'm not saying. Okay, let's go to Die Hard, our favorite movie.
man, Die Hard's perfect though. There's no.
Die Hard's perfect.
You get times in that
No,
movie
dude,
where John McClane gets to stop and talk to Sergeant Al Powell, and
man.
that the terrorists don't come to get him because you, the viewer, need to hear the story progress
No,
and the
but Mike,
characters
he's
get
very,
developed.
very sneaky.
Sneakier than Metal Gear. Metal Gear is the star of Metal Gear.
good
In case those
question.
of you missed it. What if you played the entire game as Metal Gear?
As Rex.
As Rex, and you just sat there until the end?
Hold on, I take this Codec call.
In Zanzibar. Oh, God!
It's me, Gray Fox.
Dude, that part when he said Zanzibar, the floodgate of my memories were opened up, and I was like, I just couldn't stop laughing because I was like, this game is just too much.
It was like Zanzibar.
In Zanzibar, when I was alive in the shadow of a light world, and I was like, man, Hideo Kojima, you're the man.
Yeah, dude. The thing is, that like pretty much every cutscene and every like story sequence in this game, like I can go along with them and I'm having fun, like listening to it. But I'm always like, all right.
Yeah, I know.
But that fucking Sniper Wolf one.
Oh, that's the
watching
best
that,
part. Thank
it's
you for
fucking-
bringing that up.
It's gorgeous.
I
It's
was
like-
going to bring that up.
it's-
That was
that moment is just.
that's the standalone moment. That could be a short story.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, does
Paul
that
knows I'm a
make
big fan of short fiction, and that's kind of anytime I watch something, I'm like, where's that story?
Yeah,
We
exactly,
talk about this
yeah.
all the time
Wait,
in
hang on.
movies. Like,
Stop. When you guys went to go before you fight Sniper Wolf
Part
the
two?
first time,
Okay.
The
when
first
she
time.
shoots Meryl,
Right.
did you guys punch Meryl and then put the box on
No.
so the wolf pees on you?
I didn't do that.
Yes.
I
So
forgot.
you don't need the handkerchief.
And then they love you.
And then the
Yeah,
wolves
I
don't
remember
attack you because you smell like wolf pee.
I did it when I was
Yeah.
15. I don't remember.
Yeah,
if I did.
is
Is that
I
how
didn't
you
do it
get
this
wolves to love you?
Yep.
Yeah, in real life,
Punch a
yeah.
woman.
Yeah, because if you punch her and then you quick put the cardboard
Right.
box on, the little baby wolf is like pissed because you just smacked a woman, so I'm pee on you.
Right.
If you don't put the box on, it
They
pees on
attack
you,
you.
but it doesn't like
Yeah.
Stay.
Which makes the opposite of sense. But okay.
Okay. But, okay. Yeah, and then you have to have the handkerchief.
Oh,
no,
so
I
you
didn't
guys,
do it.
You guys are okay with Wolf P, but
You
you're gonna
just-
give me shit about.
No, well, Luke brings it up,
shit I'm
and I
bringing
remember having had done it then. Isn't there a trick to put C4? Because you can put C4 on the bad guys, which I remembered halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you put C4 on Meryl at some point? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't remember.
What does that do?
part-
I don't
I
even-
just remembered it just now. I don't remember what it
It
does.
ends the game.
Does it?
I also remembered playing that if you double click the elevators, they come faster. I remembered that around like key card 6.
Yeah, because there were
And I
times
was
where-
like, thank God I remembered that.
because there's times you're standing there and you hit it and you're like tapping your foot, you see the little cone like
They don't see
like
you.
walking up, you're like ah.
They never see you because
I
they
actually
never
like that.
look into the elevator.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying when
When
like
you're
when
waiting
you're like
for it.
standing in the hall like waiting for it to come
oh,
up.
that part. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you just don't push the button; it opens. It's like the
Yeah.
elevator's got to
Look,
fucking
I-
come from somewhere.
Now I'm pissed off I didn't do that because I totally forgot about that part until you just.
I remember the handkerchief. I was like, "Why the fuck are these wolves attacking me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got the handkerchief."
I remembered at one point that this entire game is based around the chafe grenades and the Stinger missile
God.
launcher.
Yeah.
That's the entire game.
The
I mean,
end is all that.
that-
Yeah.
And it's like I know that like the stun grenade is maybe the only time you use is when you're going up that. I don't know if you
No,
guys
you use
remember.
it at the end.
The stun grenade.
Yeah,
The stun?
Yeah, you use it to fight Metal Gear.
No,
No,
chaff. That's chaff.
No,
No,
you
use
can.
to
Yeah,
fight
but you can
Metal
just
Gear.
you can just shoot the stingers. You don't have to do anything else. If you don't
Oh
want.
no, man! You throw those fucking stun grenades, and Liquid's like, where did you go?
Oh, when it's
And then
open, that's
and then
I
he's like,
didn't do that.
I
forgot.
see you.
Wait.
You just stand closer than the machine guns can shoot, and
Yeah.
the only time you have to run forward when the missiles come at you.
Yeah.
That's all I remember doing.
Wait, you can throw chaff grenades too, though, during.
Yeah,
Metal
I'm
Gear
saying
Red.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but
even
he's
do that.
using his line of sight to see.
LOS. But
then
I was
you
gonna say, I
blind
remember
him.
at some point like being like, you get all these cool toys, and you can use the FAMAS to shoot all those guards. Of course, those
During the stair race. That's
Well,
like
stair
that's
race-
like they're like, oh, let's give him the gun.
I
times.
remembered in the stair race.
Stair race is infinite, so never stop.
You don't right. You just throw the stun grenades as you run.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh.
I was like, that's what these are for.
Yeah, just like,
I'm just throwing them like crazy.
Dude, me, I was just like,
Oh yeah, dude, I shot
shooting
They
everybody,
just
dude.
keep coming.
Did
so
you
I get
guys
annoyed.
use the ketchup?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I used
You
to
have to use the ketchup.
I think
No,
you
you
can
don't.
hide
No,
under the
there's
bed.
another
can't
way
you?
to do it.
No,
Yeah, you can hide
if
under
you,
the bed.
If you just wait, he blows the door open.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I
if
use
you
the
If you
ketchup.
miss your chance, the door gets blown open.
Yeah, you can also hide under the thing too.
Yeah.
I thought if you hit under the thing, he was like, what are you
Well,
doing?
while he's
I was
away.
Otacon. I mean, I killed Meryl, so Otacon shows up in the stealth suit. I don't remember. Does he show up
No,
with
he
you?
shows
Yeah.
up. He
Okay.
shows up. Meryl's alive too.
Yeah, you don't get Meryl until the end, even if you save her.
Meryl is the canon ending, by the way,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
you don't find out until Metal Gear 4.
Yeah, because you met her husband, right? You told
right.
us that in the
Yeah,
last
right,
one.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Meryl's in it. She's in Metal Gear 4 a lot, but
That's the
she doesn't
Asgard,
appear
right?
into
The blurred out Asgard.
yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't appear in 2 at all, if I recall. They might like mention her, but she's not in it. I haven't played 2 in forever,
I
but
don't
she's
play
definitely
2.
not in 3.
Well-
that takes place before she was born. But then like 4, like she shows up, and you're like, oh, so that's the canon ending.
You know, I liked this game until I found out there was a canon ending. I'm over it now.
Why don't you like Canon?
Podcast over.
Welcome to the dark side, Paul.
Paul just knocks the mic off the table. I'm out.
It's so much better over here.
There was another thing that I remembered when I was playing it. I was like, oh god, thank you, I remembered this because I didn't have to dip into the strategy guide for anything. But
Claymores and Nikitas for Vulcan Raven.
the Nikita
I
to
did
fight
C4.
Sniper Wolf the second time.
Sniper Wolf, yeah, I did that.
Yep.
I did that too.
I was like, when-
Yep.
Oh, that's
I was
interesting.
getting shot, and I was like, wait a minute.
You just hide in the
I
corner.
remember, in the corner.
There's a
yep.
little corner you can hide in,
Yeah.
and you just turn your Nikita
Because that's
on.
what
You just...
I remember.
Great idea.
I was down there. I was like ducking down there, and you can wait, and her breath comes out from one side of the tree or the
Right.
other, and you're like, oh, that's the side she's going
Oh,
to
I
turn
just did
on.
thermals, dude.
But I just kept on getting shot.
Oh, I just watch. I ran out of
watch.
diazepam.
Yeah, same
so,
here.
but then I was just like
Just shaking,
shaking.
shooting.
What you can't see right now is my hand shaking all over.
I'll buy you
Elvis
one of
drunk.
those. I'll buy you one of those little shaker eggs from music. Yeah, next time you shake.
Tambourine.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And then I'd be like firing like 5 shots into a tree before one hit her.
Dude, those La Femme Nikitas, they last forever too. You can go around the stage like 3 times with those things.
And then after
Oh,
a
yeah.
while, they're just like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I didn't think about that for Sniper Wolf.
I'm sure it was in the strategy guide. I don't.
Yeah.
There were times I was doing things. I'm like, how did I know to do
That's
this?
what
the
I was
first
trying
time?
to remember.
I couldn't.
the way you know to do it is because the room you go, the fucking the Mega Man room, basically, like the
you
room
took
before you
fucking
go
took
into
that
it.
from me. That's what I was gonna say next. You son of a bitch.
There's always whatever you're supposed to use next.
Next is in
that
Right,
room,
in that
yeah.
room.
in the room
Yep.
before you go fight everybody.
But they don't give you the Nikita for her.
No,
I don't
you have-
think.
No, you're supposed to use a sniper rifle.
No, but I'm saying
Use
like,
it for those
and I
guys.
don't think they even give you like ammo for it. Like normally they would hint, like even if you had the
Yeah,
weapon
they
already,
would
they'd
hint,
like
right.
hint at it, be like, oh, here's a little ammo for this.
I was
Yeah,
gonna bring
but
up
that's
how
a good.
the boss battles in this game are very Mega Man-esque. It's like, okay, the first time you fight Vulcan Raven, and the first time you fight Sniper Wolf, and then you fight him again, and it's like, oh no, how am I supposed to do it this time? They're more powerful than ever.
Yeah.
You
I just
know?
did C4 for Vulcan Raven.
Just Claymores, because I just would pick
Oh
them
yeah,
up
Claymore.
everywhere.
That's.
I didn't like using C4 because it took too long.
It does because it's
like
I
boring
that
waiting.
sound.
I like it, man. I like
that
that.
sound is so satisfying.
Yeah.
That like when you put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Dude,
that
the
click.
worst is forgetting though where you put your claymores.
Then you gotta crawl.
You
pick 'em
like
up.
lay them all across Vulcan Raven's like refrigerator.
Yeah.
Like it's in the fucking meatpacking district.
Yeah,
And then,
well, he's Alaskan.
Yeah, I know.
That's where Alaskans live.
I know it's not cold enough already because you're already in Alaska.
right.
But regardless, and you're like 4 layers down.
Yeah.
In the fucking.
Isn't he actually
place.
not Inuit? I don't think he's Inuit.
They say what he is.
I think
Oh,
he's-
he's
I think
a
he's-
shaman.
He's
I
Sioux.
th- yeah, he's shaman.
No, he's Sioux because he says in the Sioux language.
He's a Sioux, but Sioux's not from. They're
No,
not
they're
from
from, like,
Alaska.
Montana.
North Dakota.
Yeah. From the Niabara is what it's actually called.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, Paul.
You dropped that knowledge.
My coworker wrote a book about it, and I
Paul's
read it.
1/8 Chippewa.
Here we go.
If you guys would like to hear a tale about the Niabara,
Paul's ancestors came down on the Bushkill River.
Bushkill Falls.
Paul, how did you navigate the Colorado River? Did you forge it or did you cork the raft? Is that what it's
I'm a
called?
shaman. I can float.
What?
Shaman float.
Shaman
How
float.
crazy was
sounds
it when
delicious.
you just like, Snake's walking away and like Vulcan Raven's talking to him, and then Snake turns back and he's like, oh, he fucking disappeared into crows.
Scooby-Doo ending.
Scooby-Doo.
And he like leaves his thing there. It's like, that's his gear. And I was like, why would you not pick that up?
Because
See?
it's a 20 millimeter Gatling gun. You can't pick that shit up.
You know how unstoppable you would be, dude?
He is.
You're right. He would sweat to death in the furnace.
Hold on. You walked through that hangar that was filled with nuclear missiles. Why didn't you just pick up a nuclear missile and take that with you?
Paul, you were smarter than all of us. You
Brilliant.
outlive us all, Paul. I'd like to
Why
bring
would you
up-
not call Otacon and be like, hey, can you like make that light for me to pick up and bring one of them stealth suits that you have lying around?
I'm gonna bring up something. Does it feel like to anybody else that
No,
we're
you're not.
searching for something to talk about the game because it's so short?
I know. I wrote a fucking diatribe.
Go nuts! Go nuts!
I
Go
don't
nuts.
think we had any trouble coming up with anything to say at all.
No. Not that we're having trouble. It's just we're kind of early in the podcast, and we're like, yeah, we talked about it all the way to the end. And
Mike,
then,
it's-
dude,
It's been 45
Yeah.
minutes.
that's half of the podcast.
That's like
normally that's
like
three-quarters
of
of
the
the
podcast.
Oh,
You forgot.
Oh.
These are Mike podcasts.
I'll go. I'll
I
see
love
guys
you.
later.
I love you. Shut up. Get over here.
All right, I know you guys are gonna hate me, but the whole Gray Fox thing, I was just like, ugh.
That is the most part of the game.
Why?
I mean, I like the no, I can't shoot Gray Fox.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. I can't do it. Cool. I can't do it. Yeah, like that part was cool, but I was like, who is this? Like, right? Like,
No,
he
I
just
know.
shows up and like, hey, good thing Naomi called me on my codec 2 seconds before I walked in this room and told me all about her brother and all about
Well,
her backstory.
I didn't play the
Gray Fox is black, right? I mean,
His voice actor.
I don't know.
His voice actor.
I want to know
Who is Gray Fox?
No, here's the thing. I didn't play the NES ones. Was he actually a character in the NES ones? Does anyone know? I don't know.
We didn't get the real second one, America.
We didn't.
No.
We got a separate one.
We got Michael Bean from Terminator.
right.
Second,
Snake's
Snake's Revenge.
Revenge.
That's it. I couldn't think of it.
Dude, he does look like Michael Bean. I love it.
You
That,
love
that,
it.
co- that cover is
It is,
it's
like,
taken
Yeah,
from
it's
Yeah.
taken from a promotional-
Terminator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still from Terminator.
Yeah. I love Michael Bean.
But like that
So do
whole
I.
the whole sequence with
You like
Metal
Navy
Gear-
SEAls?
Yes.
least
His name's or no, God's another guy. God's in that.
The Hand of God.
Yeah.
God, Nick, I'm sorry.
No, I just feel like Gray Fox shows up with his Metal Gear fight, and like I feel like I'm supposed to feel something.
Yeah, because you're
In
supposed to be
that
13
fight-
playing this game.
It's
But
it's
I
anime.
don't
It's
feel
anime.
anything, dude.
It's-
I feel like they're like he sacrificed himself, and I'm just like, who is that?
Yeah.
And why is he here?
Dude,
and like,
it's-
why should I care?
It would.
It's anime.
It
That's
would
all.
have. Josh is right. But it would have played. I think it would have played better if it was like he was just this guy who came.
Right.
He was the Deus Ex Machina who shows up 3 different times to save you.
Yeah.
And then the third time it's like, and he died, and I'll never know who he is. That would.
Right.
And then later in the games they could have been like, and he was one of the other boys from Brazil.
Right.
They could have
Yeah,
done
right,
anything.
like
right.
They could have
these,
done anything but what they did, and it probably would have been more effective. I
these
think.
Dude, if
stories
it was
are
Otacon's like Snake because because
like in-
Otacon is like, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I'm gonna tell you via codec because that's the most cinematic shit ever, right? Instead of being like, hey, I found this other ninja suit,
Luke.
and I'm gonna fight Metal Gear with you.
You're giving Luke brain cancer.
Hold on.
Like-
Listen, Nick, look.
Come on.
What Josh said. It's anime. It's pulp.
but that's the
it's
thing.
it's
That's
pulp.
the
It's
fucking
comic
thing.
books. It's a mythological type
That's not
story.
an
It's like
excuse. that is not an excuse.
It is. It's not.
No,
It's
not.
That's
It's
not an
not.
excuse for it.
But
It's not.
not
It,
why.
that
It's
story.
the
No,
reason there's a difference.
Right.
No,
that
but
story can. Those stories can be told. It doesn't mean I have to like them just because that's what they
Right.
are.
you don't have to like the
Right,
story either.
100%.
I don't like rom coms.
Right.
You know?
You don't like rom-coms?
Dude, 27
that's
Dresses
Dude,
is
Love
great.
Actually,
Yo,
man.
27 Dresses is not
great
not so bad, Luke. I've actually seen that movie.
He's just
but
not that
look,
into
look.
you?
Alan Ackerman and that other guy.
Oh, we got 3 conversations going on here.
Look,
Center.
Gray Fox shows up, and you're supposed to feel.
Hold
bad
on, real
about
quick.
killing
Love
him.
Actually is a great movie.
Richard Curtis.
I like.
of course.
Shut up! All these other conversations. Hold on. Going back to this other conversation.
Yeah, you guys ever seen
Time out.
Once?
Is it really? I've never seen it.
It's
It
actually
is good.
good.
It's all right.
It's good.
All right. Nice diatribe.
Gray Fox, as long as Gray Fox dies at the end in that one. As well. But like that's what I mean. Like this character shows up who you're supposed to have this backstory with, but like you know nothing about, and you're supposed to feel something for him sacrificing himself for you, and then Otacon, this character who's been there the entire time helping you, and like. I mean, you meet this guy, he pees himself, and then you have this like lifelong friendship. Apparently, then he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go have fun."
Here's why.
My
Here's why.
game
Because
didn't
Gray
have that one.
Fox, his story is exposition. Otacon, You saw it all happen.
But-
you saw him become
But
a friend.
Nick's point is
That's
that
why.
all the
No, I
exposition
know.
was about how the Big Boss, everything that happened in the games that you're not playing now.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I
That's
get
what I'm
this-
saying.
I get
I'm
this
saying that's why
third
you don't.
game.
That's why you don't care about him.
Why couldn't this be a self-contained story? Nick, what you said, for whatever reason, in my brain, I was like, do you guys remember Gizmo Duck? Do you remember how
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck's accountant was actually Gizmo Duck?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking dude with the wheel.
With the one wheel,
With
right?
the wheel? That
How
was his
fucking
name?
great would it have been? Otacon's the accountant who pisses himself, but in reality, he's actually
badass.
he's Gizmo
Right,
Duck,
right.
Right.
who gets stepped on. At the
He's like,
end.
hey, I used my awesome brain to make this awesome ass suit to help you fight Metal Gear.
And he's just playing the tough guy. And in that moment, oh my god, and in that, we're writing a better game right now. In that moment of vulnerability, he's like, it was all facade, Snake. I'm not really a badass. I was trying to be like you. And then he dies, and you're like,
And then I got
oh
chopped
my
in
god,
half,
how
dude.
tragic.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit in with the
Pathos,
theme.
motherfucker.
But that doesn't fit.
Get
in,
it.
That doesn't fit in with the theme that they were going for, which was like brotherhood on the battlefield type.
I'll
thing.
fucking change the theme, Paul. What do you think of that? I'm gonna flip the script on this one, motherfucker.
He's not a soldier, man. Otacon's not a soldier.
This doesn't matter.
This is all
no,
about
he
soldiers.
is. He
This
is.
is all about
Nobody knew
soldiers.
it. He's,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
I
the
guess
new soldier. He's the
looks
new
like-
wave of soldier.
I guess love
Hold
can
on, Luke.
exist on a battlefield, guys.
Love is a battlefield.
Luke wants to say something.
Luke's so pissed off.
Yeah, Luke.
I'm sorry. Luke. I'm sorry.
I love this.
No,
Luke, I love
I'm
this
not-
game.
You guys can completely not like the story. I don't care if you don't like the story. Like that's
Luke, I like the story.
Everybody's
It's not that I don't like it, I just
allowed
have-
to have their own opinion, and there are lots of faults, especially as the game progresses farther in the series, because they keep because he's not allowed to make any other games because no one will ever fucking let him.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's like, well, Metal Gear, right? That's what you're gonna make, and he's like,
Right.
well, I kind of wanted to. So Metal Gear,
Right.
That's a
and
shame.
I feel bad for the guy, but I mean, and his games are good.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're always great, but as they progress, they keep trying to have to like find miniature holes to like jam all this
Explore.
Right, yeah,
information
yeah,
into.
yeah.
Right.
But Metal Gear Solid stands 100% on its own, and that's the way it was developed. Why all the other games after that have been called Metal Gear Solid whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because as big as the Nintendo audience was, like
Right.
you know, like Metal Gear whatever, like
PlayStation.
this to PlayStation
Yes.
was like a seminal
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
moment.
Absolutely
And we
was.
talked
A
about this
watershed
before,
game.
but so
Yeah.
that's why it's like it's all the Gray Fox stuff and all the other explanatory.
That's the new word.
Explanatory.
You know that stuff needs to be in there, but that's also why he dies like right away.
Right. And dude, like, I'm not saying that Hideo Kojima is like a bad, like, game's great. Game is great. Dude's great at making games. Dude has great design, great ideas. I'm just saying storytelling.
Camera works good too.
Camera work is pretty good. It just story wise, it's just not there. It's just a fucking mess, and it's just like
It's
like and like you said, man.
Hold
As,
on.
as it goes
Here-
on, like,
I have an explanation for that.
go ahead.
Well, I didn't know about anything about this, but Nathaniel Donnelly wrote in, and he talked about how the guy that localized this game for the U.S. only worked on this game. Sad truth is that Blaustein, the guy who did the localization,
Blaustein, that's right,
Blaustein
yeah.
was axed for sticking his neck out and trying to do what he could to make MGS1 the best product he could for an American audience. Kojima has been surrounded with great talent, but he is the one who goes off on the long-winded, bizarre, deep end. He thought the small liberties that Blaustein took were so offensive, and in fear, he went through the effort to go for a more literal, updated take on MGS1, so he made Twin Snakes an MGS integral.
Which is
So-
funny because I think Twin Snakes is the less superior product.
Yeah.
Less
Oh,
superior, the
and
weaker product.
He wrote his opinion that he thought that too. I didn't want to throw it
Twin
like
Snakes
right,
is
right,
because
first
it's a
Oh,
retelling
yeah.
of the story. It's not an
Because it's
upgraded
his.
version
Right.
of Metal Gear. It's a different telling. That's why there's all kinds of other like extra crazy shit in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really
it's like
extra crazy shit.
it's basically the same story, but there's a lot of like subtle alterations.
So wait, Twin Snakes is like the.
GameCube.
It's almost like the director's cut. Then
It's a
Yeah.
it's
It's
like a
not.
redux.
Sort of. I thought it was. Oh, I guess you're right. It's more of a.
Mr. Blaustein,
It's
I
like,
wasn't trying
it's
to-
like here's Metal Gear Solid, like as it stands, as we played it,
Right.
and then Twin Snakes is you telling somebody
What the story's like.
what
You're right,
the
Luke.
story is.
They're really.
Oh, that's interesting.
I haven't played that in years. I wanted to play it for comparison, didn't have time, unfortunately. Just like the last game we played, I'm gonna do it someday, guys. I swear. But Mr. Blaustein, I commend you for informing us of this. I think it's
Blaustein's the name of the guy that did the localization.
Mr.
Donnelly.
Blaustein. I hate you,
Nathan. right?
Nathaniel Donnelly wrote it.
Nathaniel Donnelly. Thank you for the information and thank you for the input. I think that's incredibly interesting, and I
Yeah,
I agree
because-
with what he's saying.
Think about it this way. Real quick, sorry.
well,
Real quick, sorry.
yeah.
that the fact that Blaustein was trying to make it better, and then what he did
Mr. Blaustein, I commend you again.
still turned out to become what Nick Murphy hates right now.
It's closer to
but I mean,
something you'd like.
It's closer to something you'd like. But think about what would happen if Hideo had full reign on this.
Okay, that's what happens, man. That's like
George Lucas.
dude. It's George Lucas. Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes you need creative obstacles to like rein in your craziness.
Right.
He who the gods would destroy gave infinite resources.
Yeah. Bingo.
Wow.
There it is.
Bingo. This story, all the elements that it borrows from, or all the modern mythology that it recreates, the Cold War porn that it tries to capture, and all that stuff. It's a nice peppering.
I had Cinemax as well, and I saw Cold War porn, and it was nothing like that.
It was nothing like that. I think it's commendable to whomever, whether it was Kojima or whether it was Mr. Blaustein or whomever, who added that in The Boys from Brazil, the idea of like the super cloning and all that
stuff. Very interesting.
It is interesting. I know we're joking that it's a bunch of different movie plots put together, because the end of the game, no matter which ending you get, is the end of Patriot Games. That movie, it's like literally the same ending.
Dude,
I mean, like,
I'm in control of this operation now. No, I am in control of this one.
You know,
right, Mr. President?
and I joked before the podcast, we were talking about our favorite parts of the game.
Mr. President.
It's in the game 20 times, Josh.
And then Nick Murphy, so you don't know, Solidus Snake, who is an octopus.
I know.
becomes the
second
president.
one. Mr. Octopus President.
It's so terrible.
Oh my god.
Dude, his action
8
figure is
arms
so
of liberty.
expensive.
What, the Octopus President?
Yeah, Solidus, because it's got all those giant fucking tentacle arms. It's like $120.
You have to buy them separately.
Damn.
I just and then the
Does he come with like a Bible to sign in on? Like
8 Bibles.
8 Bibles.
That is the longest inaugural speech you'll ever hear. I don't know. Nick, I'm between you and Luke. Isn't that a
Literally.
Dream? Isn't that a dream come true? I love this game. Not to skip to the end of the show, I love this game, and I like the story, and I enjoy the way it's told.
Yeah.
I do have my problems with the execution and with the elements, but I'm not as thrown off kilter by it as you are.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like, hey, here's a cliche, and at first I can be like, okay, that's kind of cliche,
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
A
But when
few of 'em,
cliches
yeah.
add on cliches,
Right.
it's just like,
yes.
come the fuck on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I
dude,
know.
the last time you talked to Baker, dude, he throws out every branch of government that I've ever heard.
Well, it's the end of the
And
game. Right,
I know. And
I
he's
know.
just like,
I know.
And I talked to the DARPA chief, who talked to the defense secretary, who
Right.
talked to this. And
They have to
Mr.
make
President.
it bigger than it is. The game, which exists in such a fantastic little microcosm, starts to lose itself in the scope.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's the problem. Yeah, it's the problem that what Die Hard did right.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And what the new Judge Dredd did right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hey, keep it in one building.
Keep it in
Small
one place.
story. One great little story here. The stakes don't have to be the end of the world.
Right.
But that's the problem with video games.
Is they always have to be the
the
end of
stakes
the world.
always have to be the
Right.
end of the world.
Well, that's not true.
Not always, but how many games don't? Double Dragon.
Games like this, we're saying.
Yeah.
Why did you? I was thinking that. Why did you say that?
I wasn't.
Because you're saving his girlfriend.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
really
fuck
weird.
it
I was like, well, Double Dragon, you're saving his girlfriend. Dude, that's so bizarre. Well, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
up. Real quick, dude. Baker, I wrote down, like, I paused the game and I was like,
Go
I
ahead, Nick.
gotta write this down. Like, Baker, in his final thing, these are the action movie jargon things that he says: Pentagon, nuclear, Air Force base, operation, the president, air raid, B-2 bomber, Washington, NSA. Like, all in one breath, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Snake, all of these things are happening. No, I'm not talking. I don't think that that's excusable. All that cliche stuff. I mean the way the story's conveyed to you. I think your problem is not so much with the narrative, but with the
Look, man,
the
Jack
book
Ryan's
it's
doing all
inside.
this stuff. I'll watch Jack Ryan do
You
this
you
stuff.
want to read a novel but you get a pop-up book instead, is what you're saying. You're like, yeah, okay, I don't have to pull all the tabs to see how the story happens. I just want the fucking story.
I don't mind that information. Just it needs to be brought to me in a concise way and like an understandable way and like in a way that makes sense in this.
You want an
world.
hour and a half.
No, I don't want an hour and a half.
can do it in
if it's
2
interesting. If it's interesting in 4 hours, man, you got my attention for 4 hours.
Right.
But like, you know, if I'm fucking fighting the bad guy at the end of the movie for the third act, I'm fighting the bad guy on a giant robot.
That's
I'm
kind
not
of
gonna
original.
I'm not going to pause to take
No,
a
maybe
cell
not
phone
for like an
call.
anime or Japanese story, but that's semi-original. I mean, there are
that's interesting.
There are original elements to this story that I loved then, and I still love now that sometimes you see, but are not super cliches. I talked about it last time. What about the retrovirus? That's a very clever thing. It's very clever.
Yeah.
I think
What
that's
the how the
Fox die.
Fox died.
Yeah, the
I
Fox
think
died
the
thing, yeah.
whole point wasn't for you to save the day. It was just for you to just to deliver the virus.
That's interesting. I like that.
Where's that game?
the one thing I don't
This
like
is what I was
is
saying about earlier. Yeah,
fuck.
it would have been great if he said fuck.
Die.
It would have been so great if he said fuck.
Yeah, I thought he
It
said
would've
fuck
been-
too.
he would've been
I was like, did he just
Fuck, and he just died. That would have been great. And in your head, you could have been like, I get it.
And then Snake was like, die.
but-
like that was like.
But
that was
instead, at
worst
the
of
end, it was
worst
like
right
it was
there.
like Father, Robin, Mr. President.
Right.
I know what you're saying.
that was so
I just-
bad. That was so 90s. Die.
Where
come on.
those mini stories, those short stories inside the main story, like where's that story? That's kind of what I feel like. I'm like, it would have been better if Snake died instead of being like, you don't, the future is uncertain. It's like, what if he died?
Well, and
Instead.
also, dude, like
that was
okay,
the end.
So Naomi's like, you need to
That was
live,
the end.
Snake. Like, no, listen, but like Naomi's like, you need to live. She gives you this monologue that is supposed to be so important. She gives it to you fucking 4 times in the span of 10 minutes.
Luke, isn't she a bad guy too?
She's a bad guy in
Naomi?
this thing.
Yeah, she's the bad.
Yeah.
guy in this one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, she's a bad guy in this
They
one.
telegraph
But, I
that
mean,
so
but you said
so
she's the other
bad.
one.
She's in 4 too. She's still working for the opposition, but she's not nearly like as bad. I guess she has come around to Snake because it's the Fox died, like accelerated his aging. So now when he shows up at like old man Snake in Metal Gear 4, she's like, oh, I guess he kind of got
Fucked.
what was coming. So
Right.
I kind of feel bad about it. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Why don't you just use first person view to look at my boobs? That's a thing.
You know
Solves
what-
all the
yeah.
problems.
You know what was a cliche? I felt like it was a cliche the first time I played it. How you're the evil twin. I was like, of course you are. I remember thinking that when I was a teenager. At the end, it's like, oh, I'm the bad guy. I get it. Or supposedly the bad
The
guy.
inferior one. Yeah.
No, you're not the inferior one. You're not the inferior one. That you're the
Yeah, you're the inferior one.
No, you're prime.
no, you're Prime. That's Liquid was the
Inferior. Yeah.
not the bad guy.
Recessive
Not the
or
bad
whatever,
meaning
yeah.
bad in quality. I mean evil. You're the evil twin. You're the superior evil twin, not Liquid. That's why you're capable of doing such terrible things, like Vulcan Raven said. The boss is not like you. That whole thing. You're the. I thought that was.
I didn't read it as bad.
I thought that
I
was
just read
cliche.
it as like
no, you're
like,
look, back me
oh,
up on this.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Yeah.
Liquid's like, oh, you're Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'm Dan DeVito. That sucks dick. And
His
then at the end, you're
actions.
like, oh, I'm actually Dan DeVito.
No.
No.
Liquid
No, you're
is,
not.
Liquid is
No.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
No,
that's why he dies too. That's
Yeah.
another thing. Snake. See the
wait,
whole
you
time.
find that out in this
The
one?
Yeah, you
Solidus
think- yeah,
and
go
Liquid are bad clones.
are the throwaways, the rejects.
No,
that's why
but-
the whole
but-
time the
no, but
player
Ocelot at
thinks
the end says, "Oh my god, I can't believe the
the
that he,
evil. Yeah.
no,
you're-
he says the recessive one.
Right.
does he?
He says that Liquid was the superier one.
Leave
Does
comments. I don't think so.
In Ocelot's last thing, dude. I
played
made a
it.
fucking note of it.
Played
yeah.
it last week. I don't remember. I don't remember from last week because I did watch it through the end. Mr. President.
All I remember,
Can we get a shirt? Can we get a shirt?
all I remember is that
it's just that fucking still from thing and Mr. President.
Liquid and Revolver merge. He takes his arm
Yeah,
and
he
puts his
becomes-
arm, and then it's Liquid Ocelot, and then you do the same fight.
Look
at
at
the
Nick's
end of-
face. That
The same,
happens.
the
Yeah.
same fight happens at the end of Metal Gear 4.
Yeah.
You
I've
fight him
heard.
on top of the
It happens.
mech, and it's
New
awesome.
Metal Gear?
It's awesome.
And it's awesome.
I've
Yeah,
heard
because
4's
it's
great.
it's a total fucking like throwback moment to that
Yeah.
time when you did it
Yeah.
when you were a kid, and then it like happens, and you're like,
He's like, come on, brother.
and then, like,
He fucking
it's so, yeah, but that's a,
Fucking
it's,
Hulk
it's
Hogan's
a-
on you?
It's not a game developed
My
in
brother.
Western audiences. It's
Right.
a game developed
it's-
by
it's-
an Eastern
Yes.
developer.
Where
Like,
stuff like that means
this is
something.
this is a game developed for them that they gave to us.
Right.
Yeah, remember, and like Josh said with the anime, there's a lot lost in translation here too. Like as good as Blaustein did translating this story, and as much as like he drops all those American things, probably because he was like, I know all these
All these
American
things.
things.
Yeah. But there's a ton of like Japanese cultural like things that like
Yeah.
we just don't.
That's what I
give a
was
shit
interested about this game was that it's a Japanese game, but it's centered around American politics. Like,
Well, 'cause
they love
America's got all
doing
the
that.
bad shit. We got the badass shit. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
we got all the cool toys.
They're like a state of. Let's be honest. Like Japan.
Yeah.
They're not.
They don't even
not
have
America.
they don't have a navy. They don't have an air force. They have a standing
They're
air
not-
National Guard.
they're
It's
not
made
allowed
up
to
of
have
F-16s
anything.
and F-15s,
Right.
and they have their F2, which is based off an F-16.
Right. They're not allowed to do anything.
They're not allowed to.
They're not.
It's just so crazy. They're not allowed to.
it's so ridiculous because we were like, well, we're gonna fuck you up with this bomb, and you can't do anything anymore. Stay in the corner. Get in the corner.
But we, you know,
what happens.
South.
I know.
That's what happens. Well, Josh. Here's something I'd like to ask you, because I'm asking you. I would love to have. I'm going to tell you and then ask you. I would love to have somebody who's more adept to Japanese culture, or maybe even somebody who is steeped in it more than we are.
Right.
Do you think that Greek tragedy, or how do you think Greek tragedy plays in Japan?
Well,
in Japanese
I would say
translation.
It's well, because they do similar things. You know, I mean, I think that
Yeah,
it's pretty universal.
It's pretty
myth,
universal. The writer,
But that's very Western.
The writer, whatchamacallit, one of my favorite writers. Fuck,
Joseph Campbell,
No, not Joseph Campbell. No, he's a Japanese writer.
I don't know.
Fuck, why can't hold
Sun
on.
Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
I mean, that's a very human thing anyway. But
Yeah,
But I think there's always people fucking seppuku. I mean, fucking that's a thing. You know,
Yeah, no, I know. I
self-sacrifice.
guess the reason I'm asking is because
Harukai Murakami. He
What did he
writes.
write?
He wrote like his main one that I really enjoy is Kafka on the Shore, and it's Oedipus
never-
Rex. It's Oedipus Rex.
Oh, okay. One of my faves.
Based on it, not,
Sophocles, motherfucker.
yeah, but like I mean, I think but he's also considered a very Western writer.
Okay.
For Japan.
Okay.
But I think there's a lot of I think that stuff's universal.
I do
mean,
too.
yeah,
I
it's
agree.
it's
Current
very
state of
universal.
Japanese culture, as if any of the things I've ever watched about this are to be believed, is all a result of post-apocalyptic Japan. I mean, you know, we talked about before, like
Their current culture.
everything
yeah.
has to do. Everything's post World War II.
Yeah.
Like and while you'll see elements of feudal Japanese mythology make their way into that
I
stuff,
think like they're like
Inuyasha, Paul, which I love.
7,004 episodes of Inuyasha.
I love it.
like the shadow plays and stuff like that. Like there's stuff like that
Yeah.
shows up in it, like masks and things like that always show up. Like they're old, like what is that Shinto plays?
Yeah,
Or-
but
Yeah,
they
Mujar's
they
Mask is a great example of that.
really
Yeah.
ruined
I
them.
was gonna say. I mean, like their pop culture, like
because
Samurai.
everything has an explosion in it. Fucking Akira.
Akira.
you know,
I mean, like-
obviously,
It's
yeah.
Neo Tokyo, and it
Right.
gets nuked again.
Again, yeah.
And think about that. That's
Dude,
how fucked up. That's how much we fucked that.
I
up.
did a report
this
on anime.
whole game is about nuclear weapons.
Yeah, I did a report on
That's-
anime, and that's every single thing that they do has like ultimate destruction. And
Can
maybe
I read
that's
that report?
yes.
But I'm just saying, like
it was a video report.
Oh,
Greek,
wow.
Greek tragedy is a part of our pop culture. Everybody understands, whether you've seen the source material or not. You know what those tropes and idioms are
You learn them because you learn about it.
because you
read
get
it.
them all the time. I wonder how that plays in Japanese culture. I wonder how those sorts of stories are over there. Not in what would you say,
Isolation.
high concept media, but
Right.
maybe more in pop media, disposable media.
Right.
I wonder how those things play. Like we all know, I mean, everybody knows about Cassandra Complex, whether you know that story or not. You're
Right.
like, oh no, it's going to happen, and I can't do anything about it. You know,
Yeah.
like you get what that is. I wonder how that plays there. I'm going to keep on hammering this point home until somebody else comes up with something to talk about. So
Probably goes over about as well as McDonald's does.
They go there on no, that's
Which
KFC.
is huge.
They go to KFC on Christmas.
Yeah.
They get all
They're
kinds
crazy.
of McRibs.
They go like
Josh just writes off the whole culture. They're crazy.
they think that that's like what we do here, and then they go to like Kentucky Fried Chicken and like get chicken and eat it.
You don't do that?
On
I
Christmas?
don't celebrate Christmas because I'm alone all the time.
Oh, Josh!
And on that note, let's wrap it up. On that sadness.
Oh, Metal Gear.
Nick, what were you looking up the whole time? I know you got quiet because you were looking up something.
No, yeah, I was looking up this. So, according to the Metal Gear Wikipedia,
Oh, here we go.
Metal Gear Wikia, it says Liquid. Because of this, he had a strong resentment towards his twin brother, who supposedly expressed superior genes and wished to defeat him in combat, reclaiming what he felt with his birthright, thus proving his superiority.
That is very Japanese. That is very Japanese. I understand.
Very much so.
So
yeah.
he thought he had better genes.
Yes, I guess he did.
Who's the younger
So he
brother?
didn't.
So it's a double switcheroo?
They're all twins.
Even more cliche.
They're all twins. Are they all like immediate? There's no like they
No,
never
they're
say like
all three.
There's 8 of them originally, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, but only the 3 of them like make it out, right?
Right, yeah.
They say two.
Because they
Okay.
eat each other. in the room.
They said the 2 and then I guess like the third. got out
Solidus
something.
is later, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Who's your favorite boy from Brazil in other media? Mine's Krieger from Archer.
Yes, man. That's a good ass question.
Dude, that show.
Oh, what my son?
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. I want to wrap up real quick the game. Let's do our final verdict, and then we're gonna do Foxhound names. I got a full list of Foxhound names.
Thank God.
yeah,
Thank you, fans.
absolutely.
Wait,
So
were there any other interesting emails,
Thank you,
that, like comments that we can touch on? I feel like we didn't really talk much about readers.
How many of them? How many
most-
of them started with "What can be said about this
yeah,
game?"
yeah. No, the
It
most
hasn't already been.
the most interesting ones were those two.
Okay.
Were those two
I'm
by
just
Nathaniel and Nick. Those were like those ones really delved into things that I thought we needed to talk about.
I know we kind of put
provided good
ourselves
part.
up against the break. So
No. I think a lot of people sent in names, and that's why I want to go over those.
Step up your
Providing
game,
good talking
listeners.
points.
So let's go around the table. I'm going to start with Luke. Continue or game over? I think it's fairly obvious.
but I beat it, so can.
No, I mean,
It
like,
is
in
game
general.
Right, it's like a thumbs up.
It's a
thing.
thumbs up,
Yeah,
thumbs
yeah,
down,
It's
you
like
know?
my favorite game franchise of all time. So yes.
Okay, Mike?
Yeah, yes. Continue.
All right.
I'm a little more with Nick on this one. I didn't play this when I was a kid, but I do like anime and stuff. I don't know. This is very heavy-handed. I missed the boat on this. You know, I feel like this is Nick had. You felt the same way about Ocarina of Time. I kind of feel that way about this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never wanted to be a spy when I was a kid. You know? I just never got in. I don't know. It's just
Well, you think Jedis don't have spies, bro?
Oh,
they do. I
Yeah.
got Botham's
Man.
Door. I am one. No, you know, it's a good game though. Like, there's parts of the game that are like very innovative, and I can understand why it's so extremely popular. Maybe some of that extreme popularity turns me off a little bit, to be honest with you.
Not many things turn you off, so that's pretty surprising.
That's true. I'm very.
I'm giving it a tuggy right now.
I'm very aroused all the time.
Nick, I don't even need to ask you, but go ahead.
No, dude, I would continue, man.
What?
Dude,
Whoa!
I like this game.
Talk about flipping the script. Nick
He
Murphy.
said like this entire podcast, I really like this game. These are just the faults I'm picking out.
I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear any of it.
No, I really
Yeah,
like
I
this
just
game.
heard
Just
Like,
shouting at him.
I couldn't hear past his own hate.
dude, I tried to blow through. I stayed up late last night finishing it. I was like, I'm gonna finish this so I can talk about all this shit. And then, like, Meryl was like, I found this bandana, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to play again with the bandana.
Farmers all day.
The first time when I first got it, when I was a kid, that's what I went for. I was like, oh, I want the bandana.
I
and
set off
got
every
that
alarm
shit.
I could.
Yeah, man.
Bring the noise, bitch. Nick Murphy's the Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid.
Dude, I'm just gonna go in that room where before you go to Mantis.
Yeah.
Where there's like the two bathrooms in that one room. I'm just gonna stand in the corner and at the very end just like, come to me.
Yeah, where the president's Coke desk is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, I thought you meant you were gonna lock yourself in there and then go Full Metal Jacket.
Go and repile yourself.
Holy shit! Where did this story just go?
Oh man, I like that. I like that.
I would continue because I think this game is fun.
That's Paul. I'm with you. Final thought. It's a ton of fun to play. It's a
Yeah.
fun game to play.
Yeah.
Second
fun.
time through, you skip all the story and you just play the game.
Yeah.
It's a puzzle game that once you beat the puzzle, you're like, okay, now how else can I do this?
Right. And then you got VR missions.
I will say this: playing this though
VR
just makes me
missions.
want to play Metal Gear 3 like all day long because that's like
Luke, you got to give it to me because I
too
gotta
good.
I gotta
It's
try
too
it
good.
out.
I can't.
Like
I gotta give it another
I
try.
played 2 and I would like
no.
I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? But I was just like, nah, this is not.
But then you were like, ooh, sword.
No, I'm interested to play the new one because of Sword, but I don't
Oh,
know if I
Revengeance?
would.
You would hate the new
Yeah.
one.
Well,
love
I don't know
it,
if I
but
want to
you will
play.
hate it.
I don't want to play a rollerblading bomb guy
No,
for
that's
2.
fine.
So I know if I want to play Sword guy for the new one, I know I got to play through rollerblade bomb guy. I can't just jump in. I gotta
No,
for me, I gotta
yeah.
and I don't want to do that. I do, but I don't.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
In 2, you fight a guy who you're on a royal rig.
I forgot
Dynamo
about
from
that.
the Running Man. I said last time.
Isn't he big guy? Isn't that his
He's
name?
yeah.
No,
big man.
I
big
fucking
blade.
blocked that
No,
out of my
Fat
memory.
blade.
Fat Man.
Bomb blade.
Fat Man, small boy. What's the
Small
thing?
boy. Big boy.
Little boy.
Master
little boy.
Blaster.
Master Blaster.
Bob's big boy.
The Enola Gay.
Atomic Bomb Man. That's what his name is. Atomic Bomb.
Atomic Bombman.
I literally blocked that out of my memory of that game.
And you have to hide under those. That's how you beat him. Is you like hide under the shit? Look at
Stop
Luke.
talking about it.
And then,
I can't.
and then,
It's like
guys,
a scar in my brain.
there's gaps in the thing, and you gotta do cartwheels to get
enough,
past
enough,
it.
enough,
Oh
enough,
my
enough.
God, stop.
All right, Foxhound
Stop.
names.
Here we go.
We had a couple from last week that I'm going to reread
I
because
don't remember what ours were.
Did you say you have a
Random
couple from last week you want to
platypus.
reread?
yeah, because
I get it tattooed on my belt.
because we got the full list
Mine
now.
was like a real.
How did people know to send them last time?
What's that?
How did people know to send them last
I asked
time?
at the end of
Yeah.
the
KOTOR.
KOTOR.
Yeah, we had two, I think, at the end. A couple at the end. So I had Nick Pasapanki, Crescendo Mouse.
That's pretty.
Oh,
good.
I thought
That's
Nick
beautiful.
Pasapanki was his Foxhound.
Crescendo Mouse is awesome.
Anthony Allen, Shotgun Crocodile.
Ooh, I think I
Our
came
team
up
is
with
going to
mine.
be badass. We'll get to yours.
Oh,
Quiet.
Oh Jesus, fuck you.
This is the fans' time
oh,
now.
I'm sorry.
This
Wait,
is their
did you do
time.
yours?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
did
remember
ours.
what I said last
We
time.
did ours.
We did ours last time.
Okay, well, I'll save mine.
It's
to
okay,
the
you
end.
can say-
I'll
you
save
can
mine
say-
to the end.
You just
You are gonna
look
say
how
it.
disappointed he is.
Dude, it's so good. I'm gonna sit on it. I'm gonna try and make it better now in my brain.
Ian O'Connor wrote Bazooka Mouse, which I noticed there was
Mouse.
a lot of carryover. There's a couple animals that got a lot of love. Alex
interesting.
Dowhuluk, Gaseous Snake, Brandon Cruzen, and he wrote the Lost Triplet.
That's good.
Brandon Cruzen, Blast Horse. Which there's a poop joke in there
That's great.
somewhere.
That's great.
Hunter Shelbourne, Gatling Goose, which I like that for the
Gatling Goose is
alliteration.
pretty good, yeah.
Good alliteration.
What that is in my head is amazing.
Blast Horse.
No, Gatling
Gatling
Goose.
Goose.
Gatling Goose is a good like Mega Man X.
In my
Yeah.
brain is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Sean Lisk is Depraved Corgi, which scares me. Akira Ruda, Modest Mouse.
That's good.
That's
That's good.
funny.
Matthew Swin. Yeah. Matthew Swinson is Salacious Wombat, which is
That is
That's the-
tremendous.
that gets the SAT points award right there. Cody Kidd is Pogo Kangaroo. Joe McHennessy. I just made him Irish.
Yeah.
Joe Hennessy is Machete Mongoose. I like that one. Mario Sosaya is Combat Corgi. Another Corgi.
Another corgi. That's so weird.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Why are they all picking the same thing?
Corgi, I was like Cowboy Bebop. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Corgi
Yeah,
Mouse.
best
Yeah.
dog. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Best Dog. Ender Boulais is Thunderboss. Curtis Stark is Martial Arts Snake. Luke
That was kind of funny.
Luke
I'm
Lavishak.
Martial Arts Snake.
Martial Arts Snake.
Hello, how are you? Martial. His name is Martial Arts. No,
Arts
Snake.
Arts Snake, yeah.
That's his name.
It's actually Martial Art, and then he S is his confirmation name. Martial Art Sam Snake.
It's not like Marshall with a T. It's
Snake.
Marshall.
Yeah,
Like
Marshall.
Marshall.
The name,
Yeah,
right,
Marshall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Martial art.
Martial Art S Snake.
Luke Lavishak is Cannon Tiger. I like this one. Jesse Stage. She just said Flubber on VHS. It's just.
It's a good movie.
Well, fair enough.
It's a
All
great
enough.
way to watch that movie.
And then Jack Grimes wrote Wunder Addict, and I was like, oh, that's good. He's got a little German in there. But he said that was specifically for you, Mike. I don't know why.
Okay.
Wunder Addict.
Oh, I know why. That's my buddy on Xbox Live.
Yeah, there you go. Jack
There it is.
Grimes.
There you go.
So there's our
Hey,
things
Jack.
for that.
Flubber
fake name.
on VHS. And what if that's an answer to a question we haven't asked yet, and that
my
person you
God.
could just see into the future?
fucking
Yeah,
time travel.
yeah.
know
Well,
it.
he's also on. I saw that he's on the 5-star reviews that I'm about to read right now.
Blow 'em up, son.
Excellent
let's
segue.
do it.
5-star review.
Final Fantasy Z writes MikeCast. Yeah, the best podcast on the internet.
Hey, that's nice.
The Deville Real 92. Look, your name looks like a venereal disease. This podcast is Jules.
Look at all that jewels.
Jet V72. Love you guys.
Salami.
Flubber on VHS. Ray Charles would do a double take.
Brilliant.
Yo,
Hire that
Ray
man.
Charles never took 2 takes in his life.
Luke, you just won
So
your
good.
job back.
So good.
He took them 2 takes of heroin.
Oh, yes, he did.
Oh, shit.
Yes, he did.
Mr. Chief wrote Orgy in My Ears.
Oh my god.
More than just a tip, even, he said.
Oh my god.
J-Man Money, video games, woo.
Video games, woo.
Bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes. Relaxation, mother truckers.
Okay.
I think it says relax young, motherfuckers, mother truckers.
All
So I
right.
don't know.
He's French.
But I like it. I like it.
Is that a Trailer Park Boys joke?
I don't know.
I hope it is.
I don't watch that show.
I don't know.
I've been told to, though, from everybody on the internet.
It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
apparently it's really good. I
pretty
can't wait
good.
to watch it.
I don't listen to the internet.
Thank you, Luke.
Guest.
Thank you, Luke.
Guest wrote Cherry Blossoms on the Wind. Oh, I think we might have read this one. A cold beer in hand, continue boys and some suds. Sexy
Yeah.
bubble bath. He did a haiku.
Nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
That's really
was
brainy.
nice.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. And we'll do one more. So I actually got to do 2 more or 3 more. A+ for Nick. The rest get a B-. Well, that was very mean of you.
Hey, eat my dick hole.
That's my friend you're talking about.
William, aka Shaba, wrote that. Shaba.
You're done, Shaba.
Nicholas
Shabbos.
Valdez
See you in the
wrote.
street, son. That's all
Always-
I gotta say. Now I know your name, so I'm coming after that ass.
He said, "Always be listening." That was Nicholas
this.
Valdez.
That's good.
And then Spencenator says, "Thanks for Paul and my name. Guest show as always, but Paul read my name wrong. It's Spence, not Space. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Better
know when I
if
did
it's space.
that.
I'm
Maybe
telling you now.
You
I might
guys
have called him.
type it.
I might have called him Spacinator.
Yeah.
That might have happened. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry, Spence.
He's the one typing it, though. I don't know how. I don't know where the problem is.
So that's our 5-star reviews for the week, guys.
Thank you, listeners.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you for that. That helps us out. All those types of things help us rise up in iTunes, help more people find the show, and helps us keep making stuff for you guys, because that's what we're here for. But thanks for listening, guys, and we're going to be back with Fallout in 2 weeks. Be sure to follow us on social media places, Facebook, Twitter, ContinueShow, because we will be announcing giveaways. That's right, free games.
Free
You
shit.
you can have them.
Whoa.
Find us on there.
Free shit, free shit.
GOG.com.
From GOG.com.
Yes.
So thanks, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you guys.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to do my thing.
What was your thing? Oh, yeah, what's your
My
name?
name. Plot hole squirrel.
That wasn't worth it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of ContinueCast. My name is Nick.
I'm Paul.
Josh.
I'm Mike.
Luke.
Hey.
And we got a great topic today. It comes from our subreddit at reddit.com/r/ContinueShow. And it is from Slightly Sam. So, kind of, sort of Sam. And the topic is
Partial San.
Partial Sam. Were money no object for the costume, and you were being paid to attend? I guess that's important.
Oh, so you're getting money and money's not a
Getting
thing?
double money?
Money's not an object. Why would I care about getting paid?
Big time cosplayers do get to attend.
To get loot, yeah.
Who/what would you cosplay as in a large event like Comic-Con?
Which one?
Luke.
Which one? New York or San Diego? That's important.
It's important.
makes a difference.
It does, because it might be cold.
It's very true.
I would go as Briarios from Appleseed.
What is that?
It's the big robot from Appleseed.
My head almost exploded.
Like, what size is that IRL, do you think?
Like, probably like 10 feet tall.
Are you going to fit in the hall? Logistics, Luke. You didn't say in an infinitely
Money may not be an
malleable
issue,
universe.
Well, I'll stand outside.
All right.
No, but these things are in like huge. Like height isn't like a thing.
Doors.
Docking base.
Durr.
Ghostman doors. There'll be Ghostman
Ghostman
doors
They
that you
bring
can go
you in
in.
horizontally.
Yeah.
I can bring the costume in pieces and then get in.
And then
Because
assemble
money's an
inside.
object.
Right.
You actually pay people to make the costume for you inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
build it from
Build
the
it
ground
on
up.
you.
Build it around me.
You get like the Saturn V rocket, your own hangar and everything.
You're the Saturn V rocket from Apollo 13.
Money we're not.
Mini Kevin
recognize
Bacon.
you.
Or,
little dudes on your head.
That's great.
That'd be awesome.
That's cool. What made you think of that? That's
'cause I love Appleseed.
okay.
Appleseed is awesome, by the way. I just didn't know the scale of it. I was like, what size
Big.
is that?
It's like twice the size of like a guy.
Yeah.
Some
think-
men are longer than others, Luke.
Yeah.
Hey, joke from plot.
I know. Tapeworm
Braveheart.
Jones
There you
over
go.
here.
Yeah, Tapeworm Jones. Yeah, that's right.
I think off of that, I think the only thing I would want to go as would be the load lifter from Aliens.
That's great.
That's
That's
pretty bad. Like working
And
load
you get,
lifter?
Like, a sex
Like,
change
yeah,
and
like-
get to look like Sigourney Weaver.
That's
Money
it.
we're no
Money's
object.
no object.
Get away from her, you bitch.
There it is.
But like working, not like Troy from Community, like cute.
No, you would have like the
it would
actual
be metal.
like the actual
Yeah.
thing from the movie.
It would be made like fucking metal, and
Like
it would-
animatronic.
First, you would pay to have Stan Winston reanimated.
right?
To make this work.
And then I'd be like, build me this. Money's no object. Stan
And
Winston.
you'd be like, first, build one to build it with.
build one to carry me into this.
It's so good. Paul?
Dude, I would.
No? Okay.
I would carry you in, Luke.
Carry me in.
I would carry you
Carry
in.
those pieces and load those pieces.
Yep. I would help you. That'd be pretty good. Wait. Hold on. Do we have to stand around and take pictures of people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude,
duh,
that's
dude.
part of
That's
the
part of it.
I'll take it back. I don't want to go.
You don't want to. We do that all the time anyway.
Magbest, you loved all those fans.
No, I mean, that's fun. I don't want to, like...
You just don't want to be a
You
spectacle.
don't be in a load.
Hey, I don't want to be like, hey, look at that guy.
The load lifter.
I know, but if I'm going to Comic-Con, I want to look at shit. Can't look at shit in a load lifter, man.
What are you gonna do? Walk up to the comic book tables and be like,
This is great. I would like to I just started talking like a robot.
I'm a robot now because I'm in a robot.
I'm a
suit.
robot because I'm talking like a robot now.
That's not canon. And then you smack that guy. Smash!
I used the flamethrower part for it.
Can you imagine you like awkwardly walking down those tight little halls, and be like, oh, sorry,
Sorry,
knocking
excuse me."
over walls and shit.
You just talk like the
talking
robot.
It's so great. Josh, what would you be?
I don't know. I always wanted a Power Rangers outfit,
I like how he's
but
Power
you can,
Rangers.
but you can buy those anyway.
What about a Megazord?
No, I wouldn't want to be a Zord.
If you could-
Just the pterodactyl.
The monolith from 2001: Space Odyssey.
I feel like Weekend at Brady's, someone had to like push you around on a hand cart everywhere.
They'd be like, are you the guy from Star Trek, the old captain? And you're like, I'm the monolith.
On the They'd
I
be like,
would
are you
say-
the runner from Bit Trip Runner?
His head and arms would be out of like Pike.
Yeah.
He would just be
Pike, that's
inside.
it.
'cause he
Yeah,
can
I'm
see
just
through
in,
it.
yeah.
He can
And then I
see-
would just sit there for like millennia. Fucking forever.
Awaiting
Just
to be
promoting
awoken.
evolution.
All of a sudden, like con goers start picking up bones and killing each other with
2
them.
million years just in
Yeah.
that convention
Dude,
center.
1,000 years later, all these planets belong to you. All these worlds belong to you, except Io. And Josh is just sitting there. I'm making a monolith face. That's the face of the monolith.
I'd be doing that face. Just
It's just me and Luke throwing cosplayers in the air.
I just want to let you guys know.
One of those like silver guys, like just
Yeah, one of the dudes that stands out and just like they puts
just find him on the
the boombox down and they just sit there and act all still. The silent sitting dudes. I just want to let everyone know that the monolith face is really wide eyes and your brow fully furrowed,
That's me.
and then looking like you're gonna have a heart
Taking
attack.
in the
essentially.
universe.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I hope I don't look like that.
Experiencing everything.
Yeah.
I would have to say Roy from The Fall, a.k.a. Lee Pace's character.
great
who's
movie.
bad as shit looking.
I've never seen The Fall.
It's so super
Holy shit, you
serious
gotta
that
see
answer.
it.
Here, because if money was no object, first of all, I'd hire a trainer to get my ass into shape. Because I ain't cosplaying like that, like, the way I'm looking right now. I'd have to shave, which would be a stretch. I
You
don't
could
know.
do it.
Maybe I could come up with some active
I was
camo
gonna say.
for my beard.
I was gonna say money's no object. You'll figure a way.
like Cesar Romero.
Wait,
Yeah,
this
just
is-
put
this-
makeup
this-
over it.
That guy?
Yeah, dude.
Hold on, let me say it.
That movie rules.
And it fucking rules.
that around.
It's the best.
That's
the
it?
costume is
That's
awesome.
it, dude. Rebecca will make that for you in 2 seconds.
That's it. You can be that now.
Nick's wife
like
made me
Darwin.
Dr. Orpheus the year that we all went as Venture Brothers for Halloween,
that was
and
pretty
that
sweet.
costume was amazing.
You still have it?
I think I gave it back to her, didn't I?
I don't know.
Dude, it was so good.
I don't have my monarch.
What was?
costume.
What happened to your monarch costume?
Josh was the monarch. It was so
Probably
good.
gone.
We were we looked like a million fucking. Your wife did a great job, Rebecca. You were the best. What was I was like, who knows? I had like a super goatee and everything. Oh god, it was so great. But yeah, Roy.
Pumpkin.
There's puddings in the fridge.
That's great.
Thank
That's
you.
really
I-
good.
we remember we worked on our impressions
Yeah, we did.
because we're
Yeah,
big
we did.
gay men and we
Yeah.
wanted to be out afterwards.
Yeah, we
but
were.
like, the character Roy from The Fall, aka the Red Bandit, and like he's got this badass mask he pulls. But Lee Pace is like impossibly good looking,
Yeah.
and I am not. But him and I kind of have similar eyebrows.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
with him
dude,
in
that mask is
Traction.
cool.
Dude, how good looking is he? And he's like 6'5", and I am not 6'5".
Is he really? He doesn't look like he'd be tall.
He's pretty tall. I think he's like 6'2",
You
6'3".
can't let
I looked it up
the-
when I was coming
the
up in
real person affect
I was-
your costume.
Yeah.
Because it's your
Nick,
take.
when I was fantasizing about him, I wanted to know how much taller he would be for me when we made out. I think he's going to be the Elf King in Hobbit 2 and 3. I didn't.
All right.
I don't know. I didn't see Hobbit 1, so who gives a shit? But
It's all right.
But yeah, dude, and he's got two Hobbit 1. He has these two
Pistoliers.
Yeah, pistols, and they're oh god, everything about that movie is fucking amazing. It's
You should
great.
watch that movie,
It's
seriously.
the most perfect movie. And,
I
his
think
character's
you could set
amazing.
your bar a little higher.
You hire that?
Cost-wise.
Money, no object, because to get my
Come
hands
on.
into shape. Look at his
right.
arms.
No, you should be.
I fantasized a lot about those
D'Onofrio
arms.
with the room that is the cape.
Yeah.
That's Tarsim Sai. Luke is referring to Tarsim Sai, who directed The Cell and also directed The Fall. When he walks off the throne and the walls come with him.
Dude, it's so
Dude,
good.
and who are you? Oh my god, that's amazing. He has that bar through his eyes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, that's so
All right,
awesome.
I changed it.
All right, I changed.
I just want to look like Vincent D'Onofrio.
Can you
Anytime.
imagine?
Just
Anytime.
Can you imagine if you were like standing next to Josh still for the entire convention, and then at the end of the convention you were like, "Who are you?" and you just pull and all the walls drop down.
Dude, I just want to look like regular Vincent D'Onofrio, which is Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black. When he's like, I need some sugar water. That's what he looks like all the time. The makeup job they do for him when he's on what's it called Law and Order is fantastic. They almost make him look like a human being. It's really impressive.
Welcome to Vincent D'Onofrio cast. I'm Nick.
I think for mine is I would take all the money, gather it up.
How much money?
No object.
No
Money's
object.
no
No
object, so
object money.
you would
Infinity
take all
plus
money.
Infinity money. Buy a really fucking nice suit, and go as a respectable fucking adult.
Yeah. Wow. Way to go. Because you're not that now.
What a fantasy world you live in.
Thank you for listening to the ContinueCast. Our theme music is written and performed by Chris Connolly, aka DataCats. Check out his Facebook page at facebook.com/datacats. The ContinueCast is produced by Paul Ritchie, Nick Murphy, Josh Henderson, and our special guest, Luke Brown. Email us at continuepodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ContinueShow, and follow us on Twitter at ContinueShow.
Hey everybody, this is Luke. My wife and I are game journalists, and we're currently working in the industry. And she, along with about 50 other members of the game journalism industry, some people from game development, and the mental health profession, have started a new initiative called the Take This Project. And if it's alright with you, I'd like to share their mission statement. Mental health is a hard thing to talk about. Depression and anxiety can be overwhelming, but so easily dismissed as just feeling sad or needing to relax. It's far too easy to simply not talk about these problems. They sap your motivation and self-worth, making you feel like nobody cares about your suffering, and so we suffer alone, quietly. The Take This Project understands the complex reality of these problems, the immense relief on a day when you feel great, the sinking feeling when you sense the trap doors start to open underneath you, and the simple exhaustion of living when you're at your worst. It's dangerous to go alone. Take This is meant as a helping hand. We're here for empathy and for support. We share our stories and our time in the hope that anyone who is living with a mental health issue doesn't have to go through it by themselves. We've been there. We've had loved ones who have been there. And we want to help. We want to talk. We want to hear from you. We want you to live the life you deserve. Take This. The Take This project consists of around 50 members from within games journalism, games development, and the mental health profession and other industries, and is a new outreach program which you can reach on Facebook at facebook.com/takethisproject and can be found on Twitter at takethisproject. So that's something that we're helping out with, and it would be great if you guys could check it out and continue to give us support, and we'll give you support.